Man, that's really informative. Thanks for just working with me on that. The
No,
thing
no.
that's making the echo, the reason why you don't have, like, I could get rid of the echo with one, in one easy step is to have uh, a foam thing over a microphone. I mean, that's all I need. But your headset for 118 would be so it's an interesting thing. Like I think like, yeah, yours would be a good one. The thing about
And it's got
going
the
to like
stereo mic on it as well. So
the thing about going to like a Shure or Sennheiser for like a stage mic, like a wireless stage mic.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
What happens if you walk around with your headset on?
I walk around all the time.
What's
I walk in and religion up and then come back out and
ah
yeah, I walk outside, walk inside. It's got good range
I, okay.
for a wireless. And I don't get any interference from the other boys. They're all
Hmm.
running. Dylan's got his Razor X, but the old one. My old one.
Yes. Well, when I get a PlayStation 5, I will I mean the kids will want my PlayStation 4. I can't I want to get it for Christmas. That's my goal.
Must score for Christmas.
Well, that's got to happen in time for.
Final Fantasy,
That's right.
the
It's
release.
very simple. It's very simple.
Must coincide.
Mm. Um, oh, I should have done a.
Gotta say, I'm loving the double apple plus the apple ciders, man. For some reason, it's just a perfect combo.
I can imagine
Ah, the
apple
bliss.
flavored, the apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur.
I'll be
He's
doing
drinking apple
her.
ciders and vaping on. I don't have a rhyming word for that. Hang on.
Rhymes with vaping.
Anyway, that's a not for now.
Not for now thing. Yeah.
I don't know. I just hang on. Damn you, fucking stupid things. Um,
But yeah, some good cuts out of the last. I'm recording again too, so some
mm.
good cuts out of the last session.
Oh yeah, what did I say? Like with the uh so I'm up to like a Wagner group. Like it was way funnier, I thought, but actually
Oh
listening to it, it wasn't very long.
yeah.
And the sledgehammer bit that there's like this small snippet, but it's quite short.
Mm.
I mean, maybe I could keep it as it, maybe turn it into like a short, actually.
The negotiator,
Uh,
the renegotiator.
but the one about the typical Aussie family, I did the edit on that, finished the edit on that last night, and that's uploaded to you. I haven't put that to the net but what was interesting about that, like, so it was like nearly 13 minutes of us
Mm.
crapping on.
Yeah.
The edit down, I think, is only like it's like
Within sort of 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what happened was like there was kind of
Because
four
we get
sections
we
that
get off topic. Like we'll talk about something and then we'll
no,
just
that wasn't the
completely
that
vary
wasn't the
off
problem.
from the topic.
No, it wasn't really the problem. What was interesting with that one was that there was a lot of pausing. There was a bit long pauses as we were thinking things, um, and it was like because I was sort of forming thoughts. There was a lot of I just chopped out so much stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of actually, but I mean, it's all there, but it's just all of the assembly thoughts that we were both having live got all removed. But then what happened? Like we talked about the food situation, and we sort of joked about them a bit.
Yeah.
and joked about the situation, but also the seriousness, like, oh, this is just typical. This is actually an Aussie family. Like, you know, it's actually the
Yeah.
poverty line. Like, it's
Yeah.
fucked.
Pretty much.
And then
We're
we
all
went
in
on
the
to these
same
other
fucking
things, which were
boat.
quite funny, but they weren't. So then we were like talking about their family photo, and then and we what we said was true about the family photo, but it just was actually about how people look,
Mm.
you know, like this little Aussie
Presentation.
family.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about the parents, and it just and actually it just got a bit waffly and stuff. So I just actually
Yeah.
chopped all of that out
Yeah.
because we didn't need, like, I don't need to actually be commenting on whether we think they look healthy or not healthy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It seemed,
Healthy is really a perspective more than a observation.
yeah, like they
Yeah.
might, you know, they might be
Vegans.
they might be vegan.
Could be vegans,
Well,
man.
they don't even eat vegetables, so I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
then they're struggling.
the was it
But the whole thing that we
paleo
did about
diet? Yeah.
the food and everything, and then the situation in Australia and eggs on the shelves, and you know,
Well, we've had a
it
bit of
kind of
news up
echoes, like,
here. Had a bit of news up here
it was all
recently,
good.
like the plane crash at Caboolture air strip.
What was
It
there
was,
a
yeah, it was a
Caboolture?
collision. Two
A
planes,
collision?
two light planes collided with each other.
Where, in
It's not
there?
funny. There was
What
two
happened with the propellers?
don't know, but one person survived. The other two people didn't.
No, it chopped up. Is that what
Well,
happened? Or
I
was
think
it
they just
mid-air?
belly,
Was it mid-air or on
yeah,
the ground?
clipped apparently, clipped each
Oh,
other.
mid-air.
One coming in and going out at the same time, not communicating properly, and they've clipped each other.
Aren't you meant to be on completely different runways?
Supposedly, for the light aircraft, I
Air
think it's
traffic
a bit looser
control.
than the normal aviation.
I mean, wow.
Yeah, bad call.
Was there footage of that? Look at,
Well, I don't know if there's footage. I know I can pull up a news article on it. Oh,
footage would be interesting. A news article would just be with, like, you know, blaming people and the terror of it all, and you know, footage is just footage. You know, it's just neutral. It doesn't have any editorial desire.
but it
You know,
made the
footage.
headlines.
Yeah, well, you'd hope so.
Well,
Okay,
it was up
okay.
high originally, but now the other
More
the
importantly,
helicopter crash near Hamilton Island was
also, oh, planes falling out of the sky everywhere.
well, it was a
That's,
military operation.
well,
Yeah, the one in Hamilton was actually a
were they
military
on
operation
strike,
to
not letting people in or something?
doing some sort of exercises.
Exercises, stretching the old limbs.
Stretching the old helicopter propellers from one side of the Pacific to the other. They did a
There's no
water
helicopter
they
in
did
the
a
world
water
can travel
landing
that
and no
far.
one's been recovered. So
Oh, really?
yep, total loss.
Yeah, the thing
Imagine
about helicopters is
coming down hard in a
they just got,
helicopter into the
you know,
water, man.
they got spinning blades of death.
Mm,
That's the problem with
up on
like,
top.
yeah,
Can't sort
if
of
you're going
just
to have
jump
an
out.
incident in a helicopter, no, you get eviscerated. Like, I think you want, like, maybe we should invent some kind of thing, like, where there's explosive bolts or something like that. And so, you know, if you're
Fly
in a
off.
situation,
The
you can just,
blades
yeah,
fly off
that's
in multiple directions at high speed and impale, local fucking residents.
yeah,
Going
yeah,
through the
yeah,
tops of
yeah,
their houses and
yeah.
shit.
As
Sorry about that. How much do
like
we
a
owe you for
last
the
minute
roof?
weapon. It's like a
Yeah,
scorched earth
that's
weapon. You know,
it.
if you're going down in a helicopter, you just fuck it,
Press the
just
button
blam.
and send these blades flying, rotating blades of death through the air. Just, decapitating all those it comes in contact with.
Oh, mummy! Look at that helicopter's got a.
Mummy, why is your
It's
head
got a,
floating? Oh, my head's floating
you know,
too.
yeah. You'd have a few moments then, wouldn't you? If you had a real clean cut and your head was flying, you'd have little moments of consciousness. You could look at each other
Well,
and have a
if you
little
remember
last moment
rightly,
of
Si,
thought.
back in the good old days when they were lopping people's heads off left, right, and centre,
Oh, yeah, a bit of guts
they
removals and
always, when
things.
they
Yeah.
chop the head off, they grab it out of the basket and hold it aloft, so its last few moments were gaping at the audience.
Yeah.
It was a thing.
And little eyes looking around at the
That's it.
people jeering at them and stuff.
Mouth sort of just gaping for the last few up, trying to pull breath, but there's no lungs attached to it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, and there would be consciousness.
Mm.
The brain is doing its thing. The nerves are attached.
Well, how
You'd
long
have
does
like
it
your
take
7 minutes
until
of, I don't
the
know.
flow's finished? You know what I mean? And even then, a lot of
Well,
times, that's
well,
the
7 minutes, isn't it?
yeah, up to 7 minutes, the brain can be
So, I mean, maybe a
still alive
7
for.
might just put you in so much shock, but
Mm.
I mean, the guillotine, yeah, because if it was just an axe hacking at you, then
Oh,
that would be different. That'd just,
axe is different. You know what I mean? Like if you've ever tried to cut a chicken's head off with a
yeah, you've
small
got to be
hatchet, you know,
faster.
you got to be really
Yeah,
quick,
I
and
do
a
know.
blade needs to be really sharp, decent
Mm.
block to
Or
set it
that,
on,
or it's just shit.
or else you're just
The
pounding
shit
against it,
experience.
sort of, yeah, pummeling the
Yeah,
head off.
you want a
You
clean
don't want
cut,
to
I
pummel
think.
the head off. You want it to slice
No, no,
quickly and
it's not
you
a
know,
meat tenderizing
no,
process. It's
no, you're
a
not trying to
slicing,
tenderize the neck
preferably.
bones, trying to go through them.
No, no.
Mm. I guess that's why
Uh,
things like obsidian was great. Yeah, the Aztecs had those great big obsidian um, battle sword things that they created. Basically, just the Spanish conquistadors would ride up there and their horses, and these dudes would just come down and slice the horse's head off with this fucking blade. Clean sweep. Jaguar
wow.
warriors, man. Remember them?
No, I have never
Jaguar
heard this. This is
warriors. Even
super
in even
interesting.
in the
Continue.
game of Civilization, the Jaguar warriors were always fierce. But yeah, the Jaguar warriors in the Spanish when they first started to try and attack the Aztecs for their gold.
Hmm.
Man, their warriors had obsidian bloody like battle axes or giant swords, and they could just basically
Wow.
cleave a fucking horse's head straight off with it. Sharpen obsidian.
Hmm. I want to look more up about that. I mean, not from a disbelief perspective, just in inquiring. Like, it's exciting.
Mm.
I
Well,
think we
apparently there
people
was
using stone.
many a
Well,
horror story about the whole coming in there and then these warriors who just come out of the
yeah.
bush
Okay.
and just start carving them up.
This is like a thing for me. You've touched on an item here, which is
Mm.
that yeah, I'm not sure that I subscribe to
Violence towards
the
animals.
no, the thinking that like that just like that this that humans in the past were just stupider than the humans now. Like this sort of
No,
there's this kind of
quite in the
belief that like
contrary,
wherever we
Si.
are is like we're the most amazing. We're
No,
at least as smart.
no.
We've been this smart for ages. Like
We're
so,
almost at the level of where we're
I
going
suspect.
into what was that movie? The Idiocracy.
Yeah, I know
Entering a level of
exactly.
Idiocracy.
So I think that the Stone Age, right? Look, this is I don't know. Other people might have like random conspiratorial randomness, but I'm not interested. But my personal observational sort of feelings and take on the subject is
Mm.
that the Stone Age didn't mean stupid. It meant
No,
that we were
no,
just really mega with stone
no. That's what they're
and
talking
like
about. That's
ideas
it.
like yeah, like stone, like
Flint,
obsidian stone.
obsidian, all the other
Like was
stones that could be carved to make
yeah, we're like
sharp edges.
masters of this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
And
precision.
like
Like
crystals and
there's
everything were like all
there's
part of the
mummies
journey.
with
That was all
fucking
like
dental work, Si. So they were
mm,
precision. If you
mm,
had enough
mm,
money, you
mm.
could afford to get it done. It was going to be painful, painful as shit. But who knows? Maybe back then they
Maybe
had some
why?
rare herbs which allowed you to have teeth pulled out, without any pain whatsoever.
Mate, opium's not new.
No.
It's not like we recently found opium.
Oh, we just
Opium found itself.
discovered this little poppy that, you know,
Opium
completely
found
takes
itself
the
a long
pain
time
away and
ago.
takes you to the other side.
Yeah, we were clearly eating and using vegetable matter like a long time ago.
Of course.
So yeah, I'm not sure that was. I mean, we have much better pain relief now
More
that we're aware
refined.
of, at least.
More
But you
refined.
might have been able to do other things, like I'm not the Vulcan neck grab, but certainly, why couldn't you like dislocate, if you knew how to like dislocate something or just pinch something and then just knock out like the nervous system in a way through some kind of method, or then perhaps you could like do
Well,
things. I mean, but
acupuncture.
I gotta say,
Acupuncture, for example, you know,
hmm,
it can
yeah, I
paralyze
mean,
paralyze a person with a single fucking needle.
yeah, exactly. Like if you, instead of trying to use it the way that it sort of doesn't necessarily works, from a empirical research perspective and current considerings, then it certainly does work in those ways. You can fucking, man, if they get it in the
So
wrong
if
place.
you could do that, then you could put, if you knew exactly where the chi point was and you put a needle in, you could just basically sensitize or depainify a certain area of the body.
Yeah, I wonder if the modern scientific system has like done studies on that and like decided that's bullshit or not. I'm not sure.
Well,
But I have had a needle stuck in me, and you can no, you can paralyze a person.
quite
The question
easily.
is, could you unparalyze them? I mean, I think that's the thing with the
So,
needle, where you could do
when
something
I
and
was
pull it
at
back
high
out.
school and I had
Hmm.
a fucking lumbar puncture from an inexperienced, stupid fucking nurse, she almost
Oh,
paralyzed
that's
me
right. Yes, yes.
when I
That
had
was to be a
spinal
meningo, wasn't it?
meningitis. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Nicky Minge.
She
That's
hit a
it.
nerve so badly that I kicked and just about bowled her over. The assistant, she was with her, just about bowled that poor woman over on my leg going into spasms. And I just fully let it rip. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I can't feel me fucking legs anymore. And she's like, oh, oh, oh.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
The
That's right.
second fucking time, they got it right.
Uh,
All they had to
just
do
gonna
was draw a bit of fucking spinal fluid off, not fucking paralyze me.
no, well, yeah, paralysis is I'm just having a quick look here. Streamlabs desktop. I just
I need to flip your
control
view.
center.
Just looking at you and you're not moving to. Is your view right from your side?
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
All right, it's just opposite to me. It looks weird.
Ah, oh, I've mirrored my view. So it is actually proper.
Yeah. Okay.
OBS. No, I'm not running OBS. Hang on, where's a
This is why we need the editing for the little quiet spots while we're thinking.
oh yeah, I take it out. Like yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Quiet
I've
spots.
been dumping the whole episode, so whoever's listening has to
No, it's good.
put up with the breaks. That's
But if
thinking time.
you listen to like what I've done, what do you think? Like, if you look at the one with like say the family or other things,
Mm.
like the more recent ones I've done in the last few, I've done the thing where I've
Sped it up.
yeah
No, that works. That works.
yeah
It's actually quite effective.
like
Yeah. It's like
instead of it cutting,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Mr. Bear's giving me the cutesy eyes. I gotta give him a pat. Hang on.
I said no. I'm just going to
Gotta give him a
install
pat.
Zoom inside the.
Dad, pay attention. Attention. there.
I'll just put zoom into Stream Deck.
Brush you again. You're just dropping so much fur. I keep patting it into the carpet so I can then vacuum it up. Let it floating around. The joys of owning a pussycat.
Meow.
Meow. That's it. Oh, you want Biff? You want wrestles and Biff?
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's giving me the paw there a minute ago.
So mute.
Special training. Special dad training. Biff.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I taught all my cats a Biff.
No. Oh, there's a cloud record mode.
I so you can dump into a cloud straight to your iTunes account or iCloud account.
No, it's within Zoom so that the recording's not happening
Locally.
It's not burning your energy. It's happening cloud way.
Burning theirs. Get a special recording of it.
Exactly.
One for us, one for them. One recording for us, one recording for them.
Can you just check if this mutes me? I'm going to keep talking and.
Yep, that muted you.
And am I back now?
Yeah, you're back.
Oh yeah, man! I bought a little Stream Deck, eh?
Did you? Because I bought one just recently too. I think I showed you. I showed you the pictures, didn't I? The little. It's an audio adapter thing. It's designed for DJing or whatever, and streaming. Came with a mic. The mic was missing the frickin' cable for it. But it's got all the sound effects and the audience and the clapping, and you can record your own.
Oh no, that's. when I was in Manny's the other day. There was this group of fellas came in and they were all like, "Yeah, we're going to become a podcast team, 4 of us," and I and they were talking about having clapboards and stuff, and I was just like sound effect boards, and I was just like, oh, I know he showed me like this. It's a whole thing, I get it. Like people are into it. Mr. Eggman was doing it. Like, I just felt this. It just felt. It's like, oh my god, are we really? It is. I can't move towards idiocracy. I just can't contribute. I mean, I do. I'm sure in my own special way. Like, but.
Rolls a D10, gets a 7. Shh. Night City.
Yes. I love it. I love it. That is so appropriate. Hey, I went to see Barbie this week on Thursday.
Did you? Barbenheimer.
So good.
You see the memes drop for that? The whole Barbenheimer memes drop?
I don't know if it was you or somebody sent me Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
I got the full Akira bike memes drop as well, like all the different Akira bikes. But it kind of actually was really just Barbie being Oppenheimer, like as opposed to, I know the movie, Barbie the movie, I recommend it. Like strongly recommend it. Like I more than Cry for Freedom, that was Cry for Freedom one in America.
Well, I haven't seen Cry for Freedom, so I can't comment. But I mean, I heard on my podcasting, listening to one of my podcasts today, Verge.
Apparently, they're telling them not to go and see it. Hollywood says don't go and see it. It's not good.
Which one?
The Cry for Freedom. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't want to, promote saving children from sex slavery, would you?
Nah.
I mean, why would you want to promote that? It's a bit tasteless. It's a bit, who wants
sugar for your sugar candy.
Film is about entertainment. It's about, now
child labor,
showing people being like exploited sexually, that would be entertaining. But seeing them rescued, that's not entertaining. That's serious.
40s or 50s,
unpleasant.
90s and 40s, 50s film did a lot of child exploitation, didn't they? They got a lot of orphans and got them in there to star in roles.
Man, you want to see a movie that could never be made, like again? Well, like Holy Mountain.
Holy Mountain.
Yeah, the Holy Mountain. It's I mean, it has a fully what is the dude? Is it a little dwarf dude with like can't walk properly and
Oh, and
drags himself along the
dwarves were a
train?
real big thing at one stage, weren't they?
Well, so on a more basic level, ugly people were.
Mm,
Like, I want to see ugly people back in
mm.
cinema. Like, you know, if you even as late as the 1970s, you'd have someone who had like bad teeth and, you know, weird hair and,
But aren't people
you know,
doing
and,
that to
and
themselves these days, Si? Like, aren't people, going the full extreme makeovers and tattooing eyeballs and splitting tongues and looking like lizard people and
yeah, but you don't see them on films.
why not?
That's what well, because even if you've got an ugly person on a film, it's a pretty person made to look ugly. And then you feel like that's really amazing that a pretty person's like, you know, representing ugly people.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. I
But you
guess
don't actually have ugly people in films. Like, it's very rare.
what about the Elephant Man?
But that's ancient. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't
Well,
like
the
now we
modernized
have
one would
like
be the one
Brad
with
Pitt with
what's the name?
prosthetics.
No, but the modernized one would be the what was her name? Oh, rode on the ship, the big cannons. If I could turn back time. Ringing a bell?
Um,
Trying to
if
remember the
I
name.
could find a
The
way.
way I'd sit on a
Um,
big fucking cannon, shoot my load.
and I'd spray. I'd
Yeah,
actually,
well.
I'd sit
But
on
she
a
was in a
large cannon
movie
and I'd
with
spray. Who was that? Whoever that was.
She's still alive, right? She's not like Sinead O'Connor and kicked the bucket the other day.
Did she?
Yeah.
Or did they? I don't know what they felt
It's
like
in
about
your
themselves.
head.
She's dead.
She's
I used to
dead.
always like, yeah, I used to always change that lyrics in my and made perverse versions of it with death concepts.
Haven't we all, Si? Isn't that the whole? They give you the music and then you make it your own. It's like
That's it.
girls
Yeah.
just want to have fun.
If
Cyndi
I was
Lauper. Girls
dead.
just want it in the bum because they don't want to get pregnant.
You had to make a qualifier there, didn't you? Because like otherwise it was you're going too far.
Yeah, that's it. Had to be adjusted.
I might have to edit that adjustment out.
Yeah. My
Nah.
ex hated me for bringing that up. She's like, no, and now every time I hear the song, all I hear is girls just wanting in the bum.
Well, it's yeah, look, it's a thing. I mean, you can do that to children really well. You can just like because you have years where you have can like just present like something like that.
Mm,
Not that like where you twist things around like into sort of interesting other ways, you know, that
mm. It's like
like
cheap
I would
wine and a three-legged goat, brother.
cheap wine.
And a
No.
three-legged goat.
On the it's a long way to the shop if you want a sausage roll. Now
True, it
that
is. It is a long way to the shop
that
if you want a sausage roll.
actually these days it's a fucking long
No
way
way.
because you'd be lucky to find a sausage roll and you'd be finding sushi
Well, I got a
before you'd be
nice
finding a
bakery
sausage
pretty
roll.
close by, so it ain't too long
Oh,
for me to find a
that's
sausage
right.
roll.
See, now he wants
We
us to pay
built this city.
50%
We
of
built this
yeah.
city on sausage rolls. We built this city. We
Bop,
built this
bop.
city on sausage rolls.
Built this city on sausage roll. That's great. And so now it wants me to upgrade, which I do want to do.
Yeah.
And you're able to record even though I'm the host,
Yeah, yeah, I'm having no
which is
problems
great.
recording,
Okay,
and
well, I'm happy
I'm
to
dropping
pay. I'm
the
happy to pay.
tests across to you onto iCloud. So a couple of
So
tests we did. I
come
think the
back now.
third test was the best one.
One
Now I'm
user. What does a user
just
mean?
recording for cheap purposes.
Oh, yep, that's what I
Cheap,
want.
cheap.
Cheap. enhance your experience with a whole bunch of other random bullshit. No,
Mm.
not very interested.
Sounds great.
Can't be bothered.
Sign me up.
Total build, $11.20. Yeah, I like that. That's what I like. I like
$11.20. Not quite $4.20, but it's still $11.20. And it ain't no 911 either.
What? Oh man, that was a day.
Yeah, 2 into 1, brother. 2 into 1. Cemented in the memory of mankind. 2 into 1.
Not really. Not really. That September 11, people, like if I asked my children what that was, they would sort of just know.
Yeah, because of the memes.
They would, but they wouldn't
Still
really know.
memes
They
going.
actually wouldn't know.
Didn't
not even.
Didn't witness it with their real
It's
eyes.
meaningless. Yeah. I mean,
because
what
you
do
and
you
I were
think
just
about
sitting there
JFK?
watching it on TV and just going, what the
No,
fuck
we
just
were. It was
happened?
live, man. Like,
I was like, what the fuck just
like,
happened?
that's a whole story. That's a whole story. That's that's a documentable adventure. That one.
Yeah, true.
The police came and see me. Remember?
Yeah.
Because and we just fully watched it. Like we didn't because you called me and I was just going to bed. I remember that quite vividly. And I've gone and we've just gone like, holy fuck, they just did it. Wham.
Just taking out the World Trade Centers.
But then straight away, I just want to say, like, we were watching that like glue, and then the Pentagon one, we were just like, no, that's bullshit. Like I was straight away, like immediate, and the Pennsylvania one in the field, I was like, that isn't even what.
That's more a missile to me. That's like a stray missile.
Where's the plane? The plane is missing. And it was just like ridiculous. Like, and I mean, no conspiracy theory
wings,
there. I'm just
nothing.
saying, like, my very
people
eyes
just walking out of the building
presented to me by the television. Like, I mean, I didn't have all them. Actually, it was on the internet, but like, so I wasn't literally.
It was just very lucky that wing of the Pentagon was
within
unoccupied.
nanoseconds. My brain went.
That wing of the Pentagon was completely unoccupied.
I don't. Whatever. Like, it was, and it was. Yeah, that's right. It was for renovations at this, but there was no plane.
Yeah. Well, that definitely gave it a good renovation, didn't it? You need that wall knocked down? Right. Sure.
The insurance.
Fire a hellfire at it. I mean,
that was so. I just want to say, but like, if my children had no opinion, and like, I have no opinion about JFK being shot in the head.
Whatever. Training video.
Like
do what you're told,
or
else
you'll. No idea.
Pop.
Like it was. I mean, I wasn't even
training video. Now remember, you're going to be a good president, right? Here we go. Play the video. Now play the video from the other 3 camera angles. You understand? You be a good president now, or else.
Or else. Yeah, Well, whatever the thing. I mean, I'm just all I can know is that
toe the company line.
The images presented to me within seconds, I could tell that it was not fucking. There was no plane. Snapple Pay. Check out with Snapple Pay.
Check it out.
Hang on, I'm just checking out with my fingertip. My fingertips.
Let the fingers do the
walking. My fingers are doing the walking.
They are.
Yep. They're walking all the way through multiple servers to place order.
Oh, another interesting article on propaganda.com.au is a coupe. A coupe has rocked the African nation of Nigeria. No. You know, one of the when the army takes over. Coupe.
No, so one set of chickens replace another set of chickens and nothing changes.
That's it, pretty much.
The average person still gets fucked and whatever. There was a great in Vinland Saga. There's this moment, right? There's this dude. Anyway, he he's just like, I don't care for kings, like, and because you think when you meet him, you think, well, okay, you meet him through his mother and his sister just being killed, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and by Vikings, Norse persons, and then you're
Mm.
just like, oh, you must really hate these Norse people. And then when it comes to the crunch, he actually says, look, actually, no, I don't trust any of you bastards. Which he's saying to a king. He's like, King, King, whatever, Athelred or whatever, like, he slayed like half my family, and then you fuckers came along and slayed the other half of my family. Like,
Yep.
actually, that's all kings do is just kill
Mm-mm.
cunts. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I don't have any time for you. Yeah,
But you
it's a
do
pretty good
know the
line. I
peasants have
know,
no
I know.
bread, Si. But, there's always
Mm.
cake by the ocean.
Yeah, well, the ocean is a bountiful place. I mean, cake is probably more plausible near water
Mm, mm.
than it is in
As
the
long as you
middle of
don't mind a bit of
something.
sand with it.
I have done the upgrade. I've upgraded you, buddy. Don't even tell me. I just paid money.
Mm.
It's telling me we got 2
Waiting
minutes,
for
40 seconds.
verification. Full-time kids in China. I wouldn't mind being a full-time kid.
Why can't I have upgraded.
China is facing a shocking economic and social crisis as millions of young people find it impossible to get a job.
Millions.
46.5% of young people are being forced to become full-time kids. That's a
Wait, what?
21.3% jump in June.
So 21% more people became kids
Well,
in
they
1
weren't
month.
allowed to become adults and get jobs because there wasn't enough jobs.
Well, if there's that many of you, you can probably arrange food. So I wouldn't worry about it.
That's it. If your mum and dad's still pulling in a good wage working in the factory, then
Well, if you
you can
concentrated,
still
I
you
mean,
can
I
still
think the
afford
thing
your
in China
hentai
is like
porn.
there's so yeah, well, you certainly could. Because you just go to 4chan or 8chan or whatever the Chinese
Get it.
version of that is.
Get it.
And just get it.
Get it.
Get as much of it as you want.
Get as much as you want.
I wonder what the Chinese version of like X Hamster is.
I don't know. Just
I don't
X.
know, is it just WeChat? Just
X.com.
X. Ah, it'd just be X. Yeah, sure. That's what it'd be. Yeah, yeah. That's quite
X.co.ch.
appropriately named actually, because you don't need to go to any porn sites. You just go to Twitter.
Yeah.
It's just all there. It's like
The catalog.
and it's better tagged.
I know, man. Like so
You can
much
and you
better.
can get to
Like
weird shit.
if the battle against Facebook, Twitter or X and Facebook, um, is to do with porn,
Well,
X is
it is.
winning. X is definitely
It
winning.
it's always about porn.
Mm.
You know.
Mm. And I
So
notice in my Facebook feed, I'm getting a heap more of those special green ass goblins coming up. 40-minute zoom in. Ended. Ah, all back. Beep. Hello. Declined. Oh, hang on. He's got the pre-meeting. Stupid. So yes, full-time kids. Crisis is so bad there are now tens of thousands young Chinese people being paid by their families to stay home. "21-year-old Litz Guy, love the name, told CNN gave up her job as a photographer and now spends her days grocery shopping for her family in the central city of Luoyang, caring for her grandmother." Well, that's very noble. I got to say that. Her parents pay her a salary of 6,000 yuan, which is, I don't know, 120, $1,250 a month, which is middle class age wage earner. "The reason I am home is because I cannot bear the pressure of going to school or work," told the network CNN. "I do not want to compete tensely with my peers, so I choose lie flat," said. Popular phrase. It refers to ensuing grueling hours and traditional family values. In favouring pursuit of simple. Well, I gotta tell you, Sisyphus, put down the stone and pick up the pebble. You'll float a lot easier without that big rock backpack on you. But I do like this saying, which I posted just recently, which is thinking don't cook rice. I like that. Very wise. Thinking about cooking rice. Definitely don't cook rice. Trying to keep it going until Sai calls back. So we got propaganda.com.au. Scroll to the top. I hate racism. George Cambolis destroys dinner ban. Saying paid for didn't go through. Unhappy face. Silence is golden. Intermission. Dun, dun. Intermission. Intermission. Sorry, I've been just trying to
So
carry. I've been
even
trying to
though,
carry the because I've been recording continuously, so I continue reading some propaganda.com.au and yeah,
look, I am so yeah, I was logged into Zoom using my
hang on, I'm just
sort
quick
of basic bills account, like
do a
basic
quick
account, like the sort of
reset of
you
your
know,
position. Now we oop,
uh,
be able to auto
and
calibrate, but yeah,
and and so I was logged into Zoom using sort of my generic business account.
yeah.
And so then when I went to pay for premium, because I thought, yeah, all right, it's fucking
You had to download another app.
no. What happened was that I pressed the button inside the app we were logged, like inside the Zoom application. It took me to the thing to like do it,
Do it.
and then it logged me in with my other
Your
my
non-professional
personal.
account, your personal account.
I'm just like what? Even though was sent there from my anyway, whatever. So this is the one that's paid.
Don't we love modern technology? Like occasionally,
Well,
like this is really funny because with my job, obviously, I'm not going to tell anyone who I work for, but my job, people will reset computers and do things like that, and they go, "Oh, we couldn't get it past this." I turn up, I do exactly what they do, but then it behaves itself
of
for some
course.
reason.
No, I experienced that.
Mm, mm. And they're like, "You must have the magic touch." And I'm like, "No, I don't have the magic touch. But I do threaten this equipment if it doesn't do its job properly with the golden hammer of
It's
recycling.
special.
You will be recycled if you do not
Yeah.
behave,
This is the end.
my friend.
Remember your place.
This is the end." So obviously our conversation gets way more looser as we imbibe the alcohol.
Oh, I don't know that it does. Like,
I think it's pretty
I think,
lucid even without alcohol.
look, yeah, having edited it, the main thing that happens is actually that we get slower.
Mm,
There's
mm.
this more blank edit chop out. That's actually what happens when we get drunk.
Blank
It's
air.
not,
It's all about the blank air.
and
And that's where we've got to learn to push ourselves beyond the normal limits of humankind and learn to conversate while inebriated.
like continuously, like no, and no, our best
Pub
ones
talk.
are
It's sort of like pub
up
talk.
talk.
Pub talk. The
Is
modern
it?
version of pub talk is the drinking remotely.
I mean, I want to go to the pub where people talk about things that we do. I mean, I would like that pub. I don't know that I've experienced it.
I don't think there is any pub. We'd have to make one.
We would.
We'd have to actually make a pub to have a
Yeah.
conversation where we wanted to have our conversations. I guess that's the beauty of being a pub owner, isn't it? Like if you
Now I have thought
own a
about this.
facility, you set the standards. So,
Yeah, I mean,
no shoes, no service, no shoes, no shirt, but I still get service.
well,
In the immortal words of Red Foo,
no shoes, no shirt, no
but I
service.
still get service. Ah,
Yeah, well,
I work out.
no, not in my pub. Like people can fucking put their clothes on. I mean, I don't know. I've got a you
I
just
heard
be
a very
triggering, you
interesting
know.
concept
No,
today.
hang on, I've got to
Yeah,
go on.
finish,
Go
finish.
on. Oh well, I'm about to go into a whole story here, so
All right,
not really.
I'll have
Look,
a
I don't
I'll have a
know.
quick.
Do you have people like being sporting around where you are, like where they go out and jog
I live
and
near a
stuff?
park.
But do they
People are
do it
being
without
sporting
the?
every day.
Do they take their clothes off to do it,
Well, you're not at the beach.
or do they leave them on?
I mean, I've got to give a big, huge gold tick and multiple gold stars to the inventor of Lycra, but otherwise,
Well, no, like seriously. I mean, I people jogging around with no tops on. I fucking want to slap them. I
what
hate
do we?
it. It's
What do
like
they
put
do
your
in the
fucking shirt on, cunt.
Yeah,
What's wrong with you? I
I've
mean,
had that.
because
I've
the
been walking
shirt's on
down the street and
the
I've been
shirt's
hot as
just on the
hell and I've
side.
taken my shirt off, and then a carload of girls come
How
past telling
hot?
me to fucking put my shirt back on, and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because the male body is disgusting and should
Yeah,
never be seen.
yeah, that's it.
Hmm.
Just paint us black.
Well,
Paint these red doors black.
well, well. How are you? Have I just led you into this? I don't know. I'm just like I've been seeing a lot of people dressed in blackface, like wearing blackface.
Yeah, it's called
Especially
makeup.
women.
It's called makeup.
No, no. I mean, I don't see people with face makeup that's like a black person, like they wear someone with like high melanin.
Mm.
But women, particularly, they seem to want to dress like black women. Like they sort of want to make themselves look like they've got. How many women do you see who have got black legs? Like
Lots,
they're just cruising. Lots,
lots.
lots, lots. And a lot of those black legs now, right, that they can put on little
Mm.
black face.
Mm.
So then when they don their black face, they actually have black butts. They have like
Mm.
fake butts, yeah.
Mm.
So they're
Mm.
actually, and so they give themselves more of an African styled butt.
That's it.
It's
Sticky
actually like
outy.
body
Mm.
appropriation.
I don't mind.
Blackface.
Hey man, I'm all with fucking. I blame it all on bloody Mix-a-Lot. So Mix-a-Lot.
Well,
Because I
surely he's
like
got some things
big
to
butts
answer
and I can't
for.
deny.
No, he can't deny that he likes those big butts, and
That's
they're
it.
out and about. And
Mm.
you can be a skinny white person and have a big black butt.
That's it.
Black butt appropriation is en
Mm.
masse.
Mm.
There is even, and this is more rare because
I like the skin colored ones
blackface
because
is
it looks
super
like they're wearing
oppression.
nothing. And if they could just have a little
Well,
paste on merkin ball with Velcro straps on the front, it would actually
the
look like
black
they're
ones
running
look like
down the street
they've
naked.
actually just cut off an African woman and just put on the bottom. Like you wouldn't want to actually see the top of an African woman, just the bottom. It's like, you know what I mean? That's what you sort of see. Is that sort of what's being intended?
Sorry, I'm just guiding my my fur child to the door because he's starting to jump up on the toilet and
Sure.
look out the window.
But the amount of blackface going around, it's really offensive. But this is the trippy one, and you
Mm.
don't see much of this. It's rarer. Is black man face?
Oh,
This is where a white woman basically tries to be a black man, and it's kind
mm.
of whack. It's really whack, right? So they've got the black. They've got half. As I say, they've like chopped off the bottom half of an African female, and they slap that onto them. So they pretend to be an African woman from the waist down. Right?
Mm.
And but then what they have on the top of them is then they just sort of like power up, and they've got the big like sort of the big boots on, like sort of like platform shoes that are.
Mm.
Then they've got like a puffy, like you know what I mean, like they're sort of like then put on like sort of black man, and they've got short hair, no makeup, and they're power walking around,
Mm.
and so it's the black man face. I've been looking at men and trying to figure out how many of them try and look like, you know, black men, and then they don't seem to much. I mean, maybe
Well,
they wear
we're
like
happy in our skins.
joggers.
We're happy in our skins. I mean,
That's a bit of a
I
bold
do like.
statement, but sure. Yeah, sure. I don't know that. I don't know. I mean, if we did a polling of men, I think that they would, after a lifetime of being basically told they're disgusting, and that physically that that's probably.
Well, I would have preferred
I don't know
not to
how
be.
happy
I
they
would have
really
preferred
are.
not to be mutilated and
Sure.
perhaps had the girth and the length of a my what is it? The political correct term. My not melanoma,
My
because that's
melanin?
cancer.
Oh,
Melanin,
melanin!
not melanoma.
Like, you're the one who's gonna get melanomas if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sunscreen,
sorry about
what's
that.
that? Wipe a bit of
Sunblock
earwax on my
2000.
nose. Wipe a bit of earwax on
Sunblock
my nose.
5000.
There we go, instant sunscreen.
Anyway, melanin, high melanin folk.
Mm.
Folks with high melanin counts.
We've got to
Low
come up with a better
medium
term for it.
melanin.
How about highly excited melanin versus
Well,
low excited
like,
melanin?
so like limp melanin
Limp
versus
melanin.
like
That's it.
erect melanin
Ice cream sundae melanin.
versus like Tabasco
Yeah,
fireball fucking
that's it.
melanin.
Chili enhancements.
Yeah, well.
Well, I'm glad we've
Does
got
my mute
unlimited
work then?
recording now.
Yeah, that's right. Hey?
Been going for 56 minutes presently. CPU's not getting smashed like it did.
The thing about like blackface, wearing blackface, I don't know that it would be very hard to like sort of put it upon people. Like if you put black paint on your face and cruised around, it's very easy to call out. But if you put black paint effectively all over your legs, as he's talking about this lycra business, no one, well, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
It's the skin. Isn't it? Lycra's
so if I put on like a gollywog
second
hair,
skin.
it's not my actual hair. So that doesn't count. That's not, appropriation. But if I put on black lycra leggings, that's what is that? That's not appropriation. It's because now I look like I'm a naked black woman from the hips down.
Yeah, well, it's a fashion statement, isn't it?
No, well, it's an ass statement. I don't know about fashion. There's no fashion.
Sisters doing it for themselves.
It's the fashion. Well, then they should wear, as you said, they should wear low melanin bloody lycra.
That's it.
So they don't have to, and maybe not wear fake butts. No fake butts. Don't put African women butts in your things. Stop having butt lifting to look like an African woman's butt.
Cut down on the
Leave African women to have their own butt. If you want to be an African woman, go and kill yourself and get reincarnated as a black woman if you believe in that. If that's your thing.
Now, Sir Mix-a-Lot liked all different types of big butts. It wasn't just
But they were big butts.
They were
butt lifted butts. If you have a little butt and you want to be,
and they were all wearing lycra. They were all wearing lycra too.
Yeah. And if you want to be liked by Sir Mix-a-Lot, you've got to wear a butt lifter, or you are not in his crew. He's not going to be grabbing you on the butt.
Well, how's he even going to notice you if he doesn't see your big butt?
Well, he just notices the butt, surely. That's his thing, isn't it? That's what he was saying. He never said, like, I like big, like, eyes. Or
jugs, or,
I don't know,
jugs of beer.
I like big brains.
Bourbon out of one and Coke out of the other.
I like big chats, like over sunset, talking about radically big ideas. He didn't say that. He was just quite a simple fellow.
Now, that's not an original idea for me, the whole bourbon out of one and Coke out of the other. That's actually from a very funny Netflix movie.
What? What did you say? Bourbon out of what? Hang on.
Out of one. I missed something. Bourbon out of one and Coke out of the other.
Like
Mother's milk.
Oh, breasts.
Hey. I'm trying to be as politically
correct. I reckon if you had bourbon
possible,
inside, but, like organic systems, like inside a breast, if you had one breast that was like its glandular system was full of bourbon, No, it'd be pretty burny. Alcohol,
Like
like
the
if you put alcohol up,
new women that are out there,
God,
they can take injections and
do you have any
actually
spirits?
express milk. The
Do you have
new
any
women.
spirits?
Me,
Yeah. Do you have any like vodka or
I
anything
got
in the house?
wine,
No, no, no. It'd have to be a
bottles of
spirit.
wine.
No vodka, vodka or bourbon or like whiskey, scotch, something. I reckon if you get that and then you like squirt a bit up your butt, like you'd feel like what it would be like a little bit about it being like in a woman's minority. And I reckon it would burn the fuck out of your asshole more than like wasabi would ever do.
Almost as good as a coffee enema.
Oh no, man, you would be like crying. I think you would be
Talk about
crying. I think you'd be crying.
revitalization.
Like, I
Just
don't
get
know.
that
I
coffee
don't
up there.
suspect that any woman wants to have bourbon coming out of her tit. Like I think it would burn the fuck out of you. It would be like excruciating. I'm saying.
Well, obviously you'd have to, biogenetically
Coke could
engineer
be
the
funny as fuck
tubes
though.
to be
Yeah,
able to
probably
handle
explode.
the
Oh, okay.
liquid
Sure,
alcohol.
sure. Okay, so it's a
You know,
bioengineered.
bioengineered. It wouldn't be something.
Yeah, no,
I mean, or
makes sense.
like I said, that
Reasonable.
video,
Few years away. But
the
if we
series
focus
that
on
I
it, we'll
watched
get it
on
done.
Netflix for a while was quite funny. With the guy with the
Altered
imaginary
carbon.
no the imaginary friend.
I never watched it. It looked, I don't know, I just couldn't do it.
No, it was worth it. It was like a
Was
mix
it worth
match. It was a
thirteen
mix.
ninety nine a month or whatever
It
the hell
was
it is now?
well, I wouldn't know.
I don't know either. I stopped paying, man.
I
I've,
wouldn't
I've,
know.
I've
It's
quit.
like,
I quit
yeah,
Netflix.
yeah.
I just watch
I
Crunchyroll now. I've
that's
got
it.
no need.
The last thing I think I watched was Edge Runners, and then just went, nah,
Yeah,
that's
pretty
it.
much. That was
Boom,
it. Edge Runners was my last
goodbye,
thing I recall
goodbye.
watching. Fuck you, Netflix. Yeah. And I mean, I just want to know what their money is. Like, I've done the maths on Netflix, right?
Well,
And
Netflix apparently has devoted like 336 or $36 million for AI movie generation. They want
well, they
AI
should put a billion
actors.
into it, really.
Mm.
AI actors, no. Well, yeah, sure, the whole thing. No, but I mean, I liked Raptors. I like the concept in now let me get this straight. In Snow Crash. No. In Diamond Age. In Diamond Age.
Diamond Age.
Yeah, by Neil Stevenson, like Young Ladies Illustrated Primer.
Remember it
The
well.
one of the main character, Nell, is using a like super AI fucking awesome book thing. Anyway,
The
without
primer.
going into all of it, the primer. And but the main Ractor, what was it, Elizabeth or something? I don't know. Anyway, whatever her name was, that stays as the main Ractor for her throughout. She's live. I think that like main characters within those things is good to be, but like what you want the AI is to be like dynamically generating like the script basically.
Yeah.
But then it's like being used to populate the environment. The way that like Tesla is using that is so amazing. Like no one, like I don't know if you watched the Tesla
I say good
AI
morning to
presentation last year.
every time I see one. I say whatever the time of day it is. I normally go good morning, Elon, or good afternoon, Elon. As soon as I drive past one,
No,
because then my voice is
no,
being
I think you
picked
want to
up
say
by the
Dojo now.
microphones.
Should they say Dojo? Hi, Dojo.
My dojo.
Well, Dojo is the intelligence that's going to be doing this
I
work.
like the names. I like the names.
Dojo. So Dojo is the name of the chip and the
I'll have
superclusters
to
being
address it
built.
as Jojo
That's
from
fucking
now on.
amazing, man.
Yeah.
Like like
It's
everyone's
like
like,
Kimmy.
oh, what's
It's
the
Kimmy.
battery or the
Kimmy is the
production or
traffic
the blah blah, and
computers.
it's like no.
Yeah.
What is this? The
You get
technology?
stuck at
The
lights,
3D
so you have to
stack, the
try
stack
the
of
Kimmy
like, oh my
technique.
god,
Say,
oh my god,
Kimmy,
the Dojo
come on,
chip is
Kimmy.
just like milky. Now that would make you milk bourbon. Well, it would. Yeah, that Dojo chip is incredible, man. It's fucking incredible. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no, I'm gonna have to address it as Dojo.
And so there's a whole one of the major well, there was so many major developments at AI Day but last year. But I know anyway but one of the things particularly was around language, and so instead of like recording all of the 3D geometry of every piece of every potential scenery, what they were doing was like converting scenery into language.
Yeah.
And so just try and get, but palm tree, blah, 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 like,
creating a scene.
snow.
Exactly.
Yes, creating a scene. And then from the language, the sentence that was saved. And you think about the geometric compression, like the compression of data, instead of like expressing things as like every pixel or every potential thing, you actually just say, oh, palm trees and a boulevard, sunny, whatever you want, like fairly heavy traffic, like and that kind of like language description that we're using also for route planning, and but not necessarily in like human language, but in like coded language, but everything was like symbolized in ways that could be language,
Grandma
like
would
language
walk
itself.
50 points.
Exciting. Sorry, I went a bit off topic there. I'm not even sure what the topic was, but goddamn. Oh yeah, the AI thing. So instead of like instead of AI actors, that's boring. What you want is AI scripts that are like live generating, and they're multi-track scripts. So one script is like, say, character voice, and another one's another voice, and another voice, and the various purposes and things, backstories built into those automatically, and things that give them purpose and in the scene. And then another one is the scene descriptor, and they could be like weather descriptors or like. But I think that there's like the script is this like multi-channel script that is describing like the nature. Like if we look behind us and what we're looking at, and as you were moving through it, it'd be like moving closer to the corporate center with the blah blah blah, like, and then the different generative systems then use those scripts that are coming out cohesive, like a cohesive set, to then start to generate like the geometry, the weather systems, like NPC data and things like that. And then what the viewer is then just like navigating the experience that they want. So they start off quite passive, and they're watching the story as it's unfolding. And then as they start to pay attention, then the algorithm determines that and then leads them down through that, like in a fractal sense or a hallucinogenic sense, like where they're whereas you like, oh wow, look, the flowers are turning into butterflies, oh my god,
Talking
the
about
butterflies are
fractal
falling
and
apart.
hallucinogenic senses,
And
they've
the
suddenly
AI
realized,
hallucinates through a fucking story, man.
yeah,
Like that's the way, isn't it? Fuck AI actors.
back in the news again is the old blue meanies for antidepressants.
Blue meanies every day. Do microdosing. Blue
Yeah,
meanies. Set your day
that's
right.
it.
Where the
Get the
meanest
vivid colors
gleam.
going. Get the
Make
imagination
everything a
flowing.
little bit brighter. Get it, yeah. Oh, I feel so creative today.
Yeah. Who needs that mountain of Coke?
Yeah, well,
Tony
this
Montana,
is Tony Montana.
say hello to my little friend.
So yes, like, oh man. Anyway, sorry, I just like, you got me all super excited describing in the whole environments and things.
Yeah, no, it's remarkable what they've been doing to create the.
I have some news.
Yeah, news
I
away.
have some confused.
Not
How's this?
not propaganda, but rather news.
Confused.
Confused. Okay.
Yeah,
Fire.
confused. I'm in the one of the many shops I was in today. I hang out in shops, it's the thing. And there was newspapers. Well, there were screen sheets, perhaps I should say.
Scream sheet.
That's more accurate
Night
in
city.
the way they were behaving. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's how they were behaving. Like the front covers were clearly screening, they
Nice.
weren't informing. And so it seemed like a reputably branded thing of screening, at least, said that we're now actually accepting that the whole lab thing was more likely the real case, and it was suppressed by the government. And Fauci was like concerned about the how his entity, etc., would be perceived, since they were, those kinds of CDC type labs were just actually unleashed fucking hell upon the world. And so he was concerned about like the whole perception of that kind of research.
The biolab stuff.
Yeah. And so it was sort of, it had all been suppressed, like from both sides of the fence, like the Faucian side and the Trumpian side, etc., all sort of colluded. Like it was actually, there is no side, of course, as is obviously the case.
All hail the one world government.
Well, we're all one. What of it? I'm not sure. So
come up with a common flag yet?
Well, I mean, we all want somebody else to be dad, so up goes the dad. And look at us all. Like, why wouldn't we have the most
it's not easy
now?
being daddy mummy, I can tell you. It's not easy being daddy mummy.
No,
I don't know how most of those mummy daddies do it. Really, I've got great respect for the mummy daddies, but daddy mummy, it's difficult. It's not easy.
It depends how invested you are. You could just be like completely fucked out in the corner and not even pay attention. Wouldn't be bad at all. And you'd be just doing your own thing, It's just, it's a choose your own adventure.
Paddle Pop's liquor prize.
Did you ever win anything?
I can't say that I ever did. I won. I won an ice cream.
Did you steal them to try and get
I won a free ice cream, but yeah, I collected heaps of those little sticks and stuck them together. But
I tried. I never won a thing. I got
I should have just rubbed them together, and maybe I could have started a fire.
Yeah, probably had enough. You'd be able to.
You could have just set
fire to the place. Yeah,
certainly build a Big Ben out of them.
I think.
Or a little picture framework, and have your
frame.
beloved in while you're sitting in prison thinking of something to do.
Oh, what would have your beloved been at the time of like pop sticks?
I don't know.
Like when you were collecting paddle pop sticks. What was your beloved then?
Back in
no, maybe
those
it wasn't
days.
A person. Maybe it was like a.
Back in those days.
I don't know.
Whatever floated the boat at that stage, I guess.
I was really into like sort of
I mean, we were enjoying animes and things like that, so it was quite a few.
Well, were you at the same time as doing paddle pop sticks? Like, I mean, you'd be on the edge, the cusp.
I think that's where we started watching it.
I don't.
Dan and that. No, I was.
What? You would have had paddle pop sticks way before Dan.
Oh yeah, earlier than that.
Come on.
I know. Back in those days, what was there?
My first
waifu. All the good ones.
My first waifu was maybe Lisa Hayes. No, it wasn't really Lisa Hayes. I mean, it was more
Jamie Summers.
Miria Sterling.
Jamie Summers, the $6 million woman.
Oh, really? Oh.
Imagine getting a hand job from a $6 million woman with a bionic arm. It'd be like the most intense hand job that you would ever have.
Well, what do you want from a hand job?
Well, there's some things we are prepared to lose for the greater science.
Do you think a bionic hand would be better because of like
better than an iron glove, better than being fisted by an iron glove.
More like programmically consistent. Like I'm not sure why you think. What? Tell me what it is that you think about Jamie Summers' hand as the bionic woman being good for that. I'm confused. Speed, consistency. I mean, it's metal.
Mike, like muted due to Ian is coughing from laughter. Try not to shoot bong water out through my nose.
Well, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the advantages. I'm seeing all downsides and no
All
upsides. I
downsides.
think no, it's just not.
I don't know. Like she lost both her legs. Wouldn't she have a bionic vagina as well?
They're not the same thing, and not necessarily.
No,
How did she lose her legs? Did
got
she
the
lose her
clamp.
entire?
Got that clamp action happening.
Were they severed like as like drumsticks, or was it like a sort of more of a? Because if it was a drumstick severing,
Don't know the full, but they both had bionic legs, didn't they? They could both
yeah,
jump.
but
I mean, I
well, is
imagine
that an entire hip
$6 million
structure as well?
man would have had a $6 million penis too, wouldn't he?
Oh no,
Something to be
he would have
compatible.
been Ken enough.
Perhaps he just had a metal mound.
Man, you should go see Barbie. You need to see Barbie.
I
I'm
think I
returning
do.
to the Barbie story. It is so good. I think that like in the ad they say if you like Barbie, you should see it. If you love Barbie, you should see this movie. If you hate Barbie, you should see this movie.
Well, look,
And I think
I
it's a
don't want
great
to be
lure because
the Krampus in the room, but
yeah.
I used to like pulling Barbie's head off and shoving it on top of $6 million man's body,
Oh,
and vice versa. Like $6
I
million man
see.
did.
You were very
I
trans
was more.
positive from an
Yeah,
early age.
yeah, that's it,
Yeah, I
man.
see. Yeah, that's it.
I like seeing the differences.
Yeah, yeah.
Take Shearer's head off and put it on He-Man's body, and put He-Man's body on head on Shearer's body.
Oh, I think now you're talking. I used to think I did the legs.
And you just
I
mix
don't
it
know
up.
that, but I didn't do that. You know how people do that with Lego? Like they will
Mm,
replace the legs and things. I never did
yep.
that.
Swap it
I was
around.
very not into having them as
It's more a clinical thing just to see what it looks like, the difference.
like I'd make completely creative structures and then I would like like I'd always been designing something. I've always been a designer, but like I would also just actually be more into the storytelling, and I'd sort of have actually set up as whole cities and things, and then just
Yep.
and so I rarely like would actually chop the people up. I've been more into having them into their roles and things. It was kind of curious, but I've always been really surprised. So you
Well,
tore apart
see,
your
it's not
She-Ra and so forth.
didn't pull it apart completely. It was mainly just to
No,
see
just but you'd swap
what it would
ahead.
look like on the
But
different thing.
but it weakened it. The head, the arms,
True,
the legs become
the
floppier.
little
I did it
knob,
once or
the little
twice, and I
knob
realized it was a bad idea.
would break
Weakened
with
it.
the removal.
Yeah, well, weakened.
It
Not
was never
break first
quite the
time.
same when you pull the
No,
arms and legs off them.
no. Once you pull the arms and legs off something, it's never quite the same.
That's true. That's
So,
true.
it's
In modern physiology, you do need those anti-rejection drugs to stop them from being
yeah,
rejected.
well, look, I just want to say, like, how much better. But no, not better. But I just wanted to point out,
The
like,
more
that
flowing, free flowing of ideas
yeah,
and
yeah, like
crazy.
compared to like just having to reference the news and be a commentary service, like
Mm.
because that was the thing that like Jen from Better Late Than Loud podcast, she was like, yeah, but I don't really like the commentary thing, and I was just like, no, I actually don't like it either. Like it's like we're something original.
Yeah, it's
Talk
less
about
us.
something.
It's
Talk
less
about
us, and
something.
it's more critique of the
Yeah, fuck. Like
modern dilemma.
we can critique out without access to any kind of content, like
Pretty
because it's
much.
my eyes actually have enough observational data in a week to present as much information, like just an oversupply of critique if you want.
And
And
it
like I've
depends
really
on
been
whether
getting
you want
into
the raw data or you want the concise, evaluated version of it.
well, that might just take me a few more weeks of observational sort of intention.
And it'll only get better as we go along because it becomes more free flowing. Like once you
it becomes
realize,
more like we normally talk.
Yeah, which is crazy as fuck.
Right, man. It's so great being able to like even for just our basic purpose, which is to have an archive. like of our actual conversation.
Sorry, I'm muting for
because we're so
making less of
right.
myself purposes.
Nice. And from that purpose alone, like I'm not even whatever. Like if anyone actually watches this, that's their experience. But yeah, being able to play back our
Well, it's
conversations.
getting a small window.
What I'm trying to
the
say is,
thought process.
being able to play back our conversations is fucking fantastic. Listening to you for the last week as I've been editing video has been so funny, man. Like I've really appreciated it. It's like sometimes I was like, actually, even just tonight when we've been stopping and starting and testing audio, like there was a bit there where I'd recorded like a few minutes of us, and then I was sort of testing it, and I'd actually tested enough of it within the first 15 seconds, but I just kept on listening, and I realized I was actually synthetically listening to you through listening to your like pre-recorded self. And I was basically having a
since
fake
we had the
conversation.
discussions, you know, after the separation, the whole just being able to let it out, you know, when we went through that phase where I said, look, you got shit to deal with or you want to unload, do it in the car. Because it's a little space, it's like a personal bubble, isn't it? Where you can just let it
the
out.
windows down, I realized.
Yeah. Now I always have the windows down and I share.
Oh, I see. I need to embrace the sharing. And the sharing
other people see your frustration and they too then go, hey, it's okay. You can have a meltdown.
Okay, it's important.
You can have a meltdown. It's normalizing the meltdown.
Yeah, I subscribe. Press subscribe.
Click. Subscribe, like
I'll
today.
That meme. I'll inject that meme into myself. You know what I mean? I'm supportive.
Mm-hmm.
I will propagate
the deliveries.
So I've entered my next phase in Terraria.
Oh, do tell.
About, well, yeah, so I've kind of like, I've gone on basically a crimson rampage now. I've just completely eradicated it in 2 zones. So there's 1 zone left, and there'll be a few like little bits around that I will find and just kill off.
Yeah.
But and then I'll manage crimson by myself. You know, like I'll actually make my own piece of crimson that I can then edit and manipulate and manage, as opposed to having the world's like, you know, nasty version running around randomly. And so that's sort of like, that's a longer term plan, but that's the basic of that is underway. And then what I've done is I've actually,
we should get into a multi online at some stage, figure out a game that we can cross platform and play together.
And then I've built like I've rebuilt the entire ground layer into like forest and jungle and stuff, as I've just basically rebuilt the landscape as I've removed entire sections of it and just wiped them out. And then
you are the what is it, the rebuilder, or what do they call it?
Totally,
terraformer. You are the terraformer.
I'm like completely basically it's a void. It's just a void.
Well, it's perfect practice for when you're in your is, was, will be body to get onto one of these planets and rebuild it.
I'm really going transhuman. I've just realized how I've actually been like a transhuman for like so long. And now I'm, you know,
the
like
first time you entered code into a computer sci, you were transhuman.
Well, that was when
as soon as you started to create your own worlds, it's when you had the switch.
When I was asked why is like, I was asked by this person, oh, you were living in the house. Remember that person I knew? She was an American girl. I knew through uni, and she had like grown up in a cult or whatever. And
is that when you were doing the teaching?
Yeah. And she asked me this question, which was around.
Yeah, she was pretty wild. She sort of she understood the whole JW.
She did.
She was like, oh fuck yeah.
Well, she grew up
not as bad as mine, but
man, you should have seen
the same in comparison.
Oh, jeez, man. So yeah, she asked me that question, was like, why do so many like technical people seem so spiritual? And I pondered the question, I put it into the special system, and came up with a result, which was
Because the closer we
that
look at reality, the more we see the
well,
numbers.
that's right. And the coders, like as you basically said, computing like teaches you how to create your own reality, that you are creating your own reality.
Correct.
That's what it does.
Yeah.
And how to live within that space and
But
feel
aren't
comfortable
your
as a creator.
senses, like all the 5 senses, plus the additional 5, plus the additional 5, plus the additional 5 iterations forever?
No, 3. Surely there's only 3. 3 makes sense. I mean 5, I suppose.
Well, you've got all your,
It's a
your
subset
base
of,
senses, but each of those
maybe.
senses have cross senses, and
No,
they're able to,
maybe that's
when a person loses their sight, their hearing becomes impeccable, and sometimes their hearing will even create sight.
I have
The distance
yes.
and the
When I
noise will
spent 2
actually
weeks
create a
blinded,
3D
I
geometry for a blind person,
I've
and they
experienced it.
start to feel the bat sensation, where they can echo find, and they
Can
hear
can
sound. They
personally
know how
verify.
far away the noise has bounced off that wall and come back to them.
It's
They can
fucking
hear
crazy,
the
man.
delay.
It
They
goes full
understand
visual
the
for me.
delay.
Not straight away,
Yeah.
but like in a cave experience, like total blackness. And just existing within the like just totally set feeling through it, like you just can't see anything, you're just feeling through this whole space. And you got
but
the
you're
light,
not.
flashlight.
You're sensing.
No, what's sensing? And then
so
but then
when the
in a place,
diminishment of the sight happens, your other senses kick in and they become, your smell heightens, your hearing enhances. You know what I mean? Your sensation of touch enhances because your eyes aren't able to provide the visual data.
I was
So
sitting in like
your touch
just
is
a
what
space.
it actually
No, not
tells
even
you,
touch.
defines your space for you.
Like I was sitting in a underground in a fissure, not even a cavern, just fissures and like very low, like cavey, like not even a meter. Sometimes it was, just sitting. We're sitting in this space with a couple of people and just in darkness. And then I realized like we were all silent. And then I
Because you're
realized
all
like that I could.
you're all gone from
Oh no, it was a choice. It was a
visual.
choice.
No, but you've all gone
To
from visual
we had, yeah.
to audio. So you were listening for
And
breath. You were
and
listening for
then
the noises that the other people were
well, I wasn't
making while they were
listening.
moving around.
Maybe other people. I wasn't doing listening. I mean, I
As
did.
soon as I lose a sense, I
It
automatically
was
kick in the
pressure.
others.
For me, it became pressure, and as I could see, and I went into this mode where I could see pressure, like maybe mass or something like that, and so the density of the walls, like the pressure of that sort of, as my energy like moved out, like whatever my sensory system was, it ran into like resistance, and I could see, and the resistance turned into sort of like a reddish glow, and so I actually was able to see the space I was
You're
in.
enhancing your
It turned visual for
infravision.
me. It was
Your
fucking
infravision was
wicked.
kicking in.
But through pressure, like I could. It was actually that I could feel the weight of the walls, and when I've done it in like other places too, like that was underground with
So that's where you're where you're seeing with your ears, because the pressure
well,
is from the
that's
eardrums
yeah.
being
I feel it
pushed.
on my skin though. It may be my ears are the thing that like actually suck it in, but the way that I experience it is across my whole body, like almost like like I'm reaching out. Oh, I can touch it without I can feel it without touching it. Like actually, that's kind of sensation. But with the other experience, like, and I've had that in like other moments. But the other thing which I've done was when I was blinded for 2 weeks through injury, and and I wore like a thing across my eyes, so I couldn't get any light in. But yeah, anyway, whatever that was. But near the end of that, halfway through, I suppose, I started like as I was going across this Story Bridge and other places that I knew. When the Story Bridge, you know how you get that,
Yeah,
and
the
it's where
spacing.
it's the joins are.
The spacing on the joins, yeah.
Yeah. And that's like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, and so I was going across that, I couldn't see. And as soon as I went over the first set of those, it all lit up visually for me, you know, because my brain actually had enough information inside, enough
Already
data
pretty
to be able to
previously
reconstruct.
stored. Yeah.
Yeah, to reconstruct. And then it filled in the cars and things, the other sounds, and like presented that as visual information. Later in the and that started becoming better at that. At the end of the 2 weeks, like I was sitting on this
Imagine when AI can draw on that same principle that we're talking about right now. So stored information, you can recall that, and even without human senses, is able to extrapolate and interpret data from that, and
I think
then
it's
to
already doing that.
do the imaginings.
No, we're trying to stop it from hallucinating. We say we're so bad computer, you're making a mistake, and it's not.
Because that's what we do as
It's
humans, is we
playing, it's
continuously
experimenting, it's having fun. Like, it's like, well,
hallucinate,
let's not impose fun on it,
because
but
really,
it's
you
like
think about
creating.
it, what we interpret and what we store is basically our
Hate it. That's not for me to
senses,
say.
giving all this data to our brain. Our brain then stores it by, I would imagine, mangling
Like a
that data
language, through
together.
language.
Yeah, and creating a tangible language that we always have known from even before birth.
Regardless of English or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Just, well, yeah. Yeah. I'm just not wanting. We could end in like a 4-hour conversation around that exact topic. So
We're learning to speak universally.
Perhaps where the universe, like, remember, whatever.
We've had
All
many
of that.
discussions about the whole. We
Oh
are,
no, I look forward to us
all
recording
part of
that.
it, all part of the same thing, essentially.
That it,
The
like
good, the
I'll go
evil,
into
the
like a multi-hour
bad, the
conversation of
ugly.
us like talking about the functions of and design of reality. You know, as you well know, I'm very
It's very
interested in
debatable,
it.
and we'll continue to debate it until the end of
It's not
history.
debatable at all. Like, anyone who's debating of that stuff has missed the point, which is that it's all real. There's nothing to debate, man. Like, it's like, oh, but it's this. Yeah, it is. Oh,
Yeah,
but you know, but yeah,
you're
no,
right.
I actually,
Quickest
yeah,
way to
you're
end an
right.
argument is to tell them they're
You're
right.
right. Yeah, what are you going to say? Yeah, correct.
Keep it simple, Si.
That's right.
Like I was saying,
You
the
are. You're
expression of the whole,
correct. Oh,
thinking
am
don't
I?
cook
Yeah.
rice.
I just don't know
Thinking
why you're
does
scared
not
about
cook
it.
rice.
I told you the story, hey, about like my the two JW children who came around witnessing for and interacted with me, unfortunately, or
No,
fortunately, whatever. Huh?
no, maybe.
Surely. And then their parents, and then the
Perhaps
two men in black, the men
I've
in
heard
black
it, but
came.
you need to repeat it.
So I'm living up in like the hills, the hill country.
I'll pull a politician on this one and go,
You
I
really?
do not
You do
recall the
not recall?
conversation.
Oh my God. So yeah, so this is like a methodology, I suppose. But then so these two younglings come around and they're like witnessing, knock knock. And I'm like, oh yeah, what do you got to say? And they're like,
Practicing
oh,
public
this. And I'm like,
oratory.
oh. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, and at first I was like, oh, okay, you want to talk about that? No worries. Would you like to come in and just have a cup of tea and stuff? And they're like, oh yeah, because like they're not fully trained yet, so they
Yep.
were foolish enough to enter the
Don't
domain
understand
of the
the principles of stranger.
Yes. Well, I just supposed I the first thing I did was just made sure that they understood that I was safe.
Yes.
Basically.
And I think that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Safe space.
And then so they came on in like having a cup of tea and stuff, and I'm just listening to them talk away. And I was like, yeah, no, I totally agree. And I was just like, what? Like that's a very brief version. I was like, oh, okay. Oh. And I'm like, yeah, so tell me. And I'm like, yeah, no, like totally the heaven, like, and this place and everything's unity and connected and stuff. But what I'm confused about is that that's actually where we live. We're already there. Like,
we're in the middle of it.
That's here. Like,
we're
so,
right in the center of it.
Why are you scared of it? I don't understand. The thing I don't get is why your version of the God we both believe in is made you fearful of that is the thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I'm like, yeah, so I believe in what you
Is
believe in,
not
but I'm
your
just not
God a
scared
God
of
of
it.
love?
Yeah, I'm not scared of the thing. And they're just like, and they're like, I said, what happens if you're not scared of it? They're just, and then, you know,
That's it.
because they hadn't had enough deep programming yet.
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
So I sent them away, like deconverted, like just enlightened, lightened,
lit,
you know,
lit.
nice. Anyway, so I thought that was the end of that. And it was maybe like, whatever, you know, I'm just going to make up a time now. It was 1 or 2 weeks. It wasn't like that long. It was a couple of weeks. And there's a knock at my door on a Saturday or whatever.
Oh, and the special
parents.
investigative division.
Well, the parents come.
And
the
elder.
Parents come. No, just the parents. Well, older than them. Let's not say elder, but like that's a particular word. You know, we'll reserve that for a moment.
Yeah.
But the parents are there. And the parents are smarter, of course. They're more indoctrinated, and they've gone. And after the debriefing, they had information to protect them and
well
stuff.
versed, as they
it's
call
from
it.
The demon, you know,
well
from the
versed.
demon's lair, which is me, of course. You know, so
yeah.
you know,
anything that steps outside the norm is the
they knew not to come into the house.
Yeah.
Because by accepting my welcome into the house, they had entered my reality, you know. So they knew better.
Your realm is
or
complicit.
At least they were informed.
Your realm is complicit. So
that, well, if you, my reality extends out from me. If you were within that space, you're probably operating within it.
You will be affected by it.
You will be affected by it. So you'll just probably be operating within it. So.
You'll need to adjust to my parameters.
You would, that's like, well, you won't even know. It'll just happen while you're there.
Be automatically adjusted to my parameters.
You'll automatically be adjusted, yeah. Or you won't be there. It's pretty simple. It's yeah. So I mean, so they did stay on the step. They were on the stairs up, but not entering the house. So I brought the tea and all the biscuits. Like, so I went through with the charade.
Yeah.
I just brought all the tea and biscuits and brought them
to the front door. Yeah.
And out onto the steps.
Presenting. That's it.
Yeah, and they would step back and I would put them halfway and they would come back up like wild animals.
They're not poison. That's it. Yeah.
No, they'd have to.
I ain't no wicked witch.
And only the father ate, like the mother, and the father was there and the mother was at the bottom of the stairs and the children were, you know, hiding behind, like fearful of the demon, you know. Yeah. And so we talked for quite some time. You know, and at the end of such time, the father was, of course, like mollified and had realized that I was actually, totally believed what he believed as well. And I wasn't scared of it, nor should he be.
No.
And they were, you know, went away a little befuddled. But the loosening happened and the mother and the children came forth, you know, and well, you know, but we never went.
Once sun worshippers realizing, you know, worship the all rather than the singular. Find comfort in the all rather than the singular.
That's fantastic. And they went away. And then as you know, whatever, a week or two later again, there's a knock at my door. And I open the door and then the father is there. There's a car in the driveway. The mother and the children are in the back seat of the car. Right? There's these two men in black. Yeah. Just have come out of the car. They're just standing either side of the car at the doors.
Mibs. Good old Mibs.
Yeah. And just like what elders. They're just elders, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
they were elders.
Yeah.
But their skin was interesting. I'm not talking about lizard-like or anything weird.
No.
Just they were elderly.
Yes.
But
wizened and wise in their ways and their craft.
Wise. They're correct. Their skin like glowed of that sort of, you know, had resonance to the.
Been in the presence of.
Had tension.
At the presence of an afterglow.
Yes. Yeah. I was aware that they existed. And so the father knocked at the door. And then when I opened the door, he ran down the stairs. And then back to the car, but not in it, but sort of stayed like protecting the family who were in the back seat in fear of the demon. because I've obviously now like entered some kind of like, you know,
You've entered a new
sort of
phase.
demi lord, demon lord, or whatever I was by this stage.
Corruptor.
So the elders would not come up the stairs. So I actually went, of course, like I was, you know, because that doesn't even bother me. So I just went down the stairs to them.
Speak not to this one, for it corrupts thy program.
And then the two elders stood there. I went down, we stood in front of the car, and they stood there. No words were shared.
Of course not.
They were none necessary.
Presence.
And the two elders.
Presence means everything.
Correct. So the two of them with their glasses on and all the things, like, you know, like it was full, you know, mid version. They just did the thing, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, you're doing the thing, are you?"
Yeah.
and then I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to do the thing.
Your
I'm
Jedi mind tricks do not work here.
yeah. And I just sort of like with my version of their version, like I just was like, yeah, and I'm not going to do that. Like I won't do my version. It's all good.
I'm here. Sorry.
But, and they were like, oh. And then they realized I was no threat.
No,
you know?
we aren't threats to them. They
No,
have their thing. We have ours.
Yeah, they're welcome to that. Enjoy. Continue forth as you wish. Multiply.
Continue looking after your faithful and discreet slaves.
Yeah, that's a thing. You know, it's all good. I was just playing. You know, happy days. And that was it. We just the look, you know, the long look, complete stillness was had. Yeah. No words were shared. No words from the father or anything. They got back in the car and I saw them adieu, and they never returned. But that was such an interesting experience, man. Like particularly they're meeting those elders and the whole interaction, and just fully no words, but all words. Like the all knowings were had. Like the conversation was fully had between all three, those two old men and I, and or those wizened men and I.
The wizened.
And we realized that all was going to be just happy days. And good times.
Seek thy was it golden path? Seek thy golden path elsewhere.
Fully experienced.
That's
totally. Do your thing. Not around here, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do that with them. They were. I wasn't even that. It was just.
And the courtesy is to mark me with an X on my little piece of paper when they come to lay their eyes upon me once again in witnessing.
And then I remember. Yeah. Yeah, I also know. It's all good.
We tolerate you.
Well, I mean,
you have your version of the story, and we have ours.
You get into cult busting, which I have done, and then you realize that it's not just the leader; the followers are actually they're following, like they're fully actively doing that thing. It's a thing. No, it's a thing. No, but fearful suggests like sort of like some externalized thing, and you're like haven't got a choice. Like it's natural. Where it's like intentional fearfulness. They're following. Like there are followers. Like you can be as much of a leader as you want, but if there are no followers, you got nothing.
Yeah,
followers are it's a whole
army
role.
of one.
Followers are that's a whole role to play.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
And people get right into it.
Well, even in that book you read, Si, where you had the main players and they had all these subservient lives that were. If they needed to, they could just shoot the psychic attack off to that particular thing, and it would then drop dead from the psychic attack, and they would be saved by it. You know what I mean?
What was the game? What's the game called? It's in Culture. It's on the Ring World that's being destroyed.
Yeah.
Was it called Disaster? I think the game's called
Disaster.
Disaster
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah,
Damage, no
that's it.
damage,
Damage.
damage,
That was it. Because
damage.
you had to allocate the damage. It was like a card game where you allocated
It's
the
like a
damage off
card
to
game.
the
Yeah,
minion. The
the
minion
minions.
received the damage.
Oh,
Push. Ah.
so it's like, oh, it's exciting. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah.
Once you see what for what it is, like it's not like it's a problem. You're here to enjoy. Okay, and if your enjoyment is being
Well,
subservient to
no,
somebody else, then fair
you're
enough,
here to
that's your enjoyment.
experience. You're here to be, but I don't know. Enjoyment is not a requirement. Like and it's a lot more work to not enjoy. Like the
Mm.
amount of effort you have to put in to hate everything is way more than enjoy everything. And some people they're just not lazy. They're just so dedicated. They just work out every day,
Yeah.
expend all their energy on complete loathing and hate.
Mm.
And I mean, I
Mm.
look at them with full respect. Like
Yep.
it's just like,
Yep. Well, I mean, they got to
thank you
get
for
fed
doing
their
that.
loosh, haven't they?
Well, if they weren't doing
Something's
that,
milking
maybe
that
you or I
loosh.
would have to be that. I
Mm.
don't want to be that experience. Fuck it. I'm too lazy. I'm
I
too
like just
lazy,
having my
man.
vent and then fucking letting it go and just going, all right, that's out in the ether now.
Oh,
You can fucking chew on it if you like it. You know, it's a big loosh cock. Let it scrape against the fucking dome and cause sparks. Space cock. Oh man, I saw this great article, and I'm going to reference to news because it was funny. This guy had created a kite, which was a big dick and ball, so he could fly a big dick and balls in the sky. Chinese fella, brilliant, loving it. Just chatting with the young master about what he wants to eat. You there, Si? Oh, he's walked off. It's all right. It's me. Get to listen to the old M. That's what my friends call me. M. Sort of like a take off the James Bond. Who's M in James Bond? No, Q is.
no,
Call me
I actually
M.
know. I know the entire history of M because it wasn't M. That's
Hmm?
not how it started.
It was MR.
It was
Well, it
actually
was
M.
Meow.
Which actually
The
spawned
MR,
from
and it
Mr.
slowly
Allen.
died. Mr. Allen.
Mr. Allen.
Mr.
Mr. Allen. And then
Allen.
I used to use like the two
Mr.
fingers and be
Anderson.
Emma Morallen. And it went, and then from Mr. Allen, Morallen,
Yeah.
Morallen to Emma.
Mm. And then to M.
M.
Very simple.
Very
Keep it
simple.
easy. Universe likes
That's
simple.
right.
All right.
M.
M13. That'll do.
Mm.
It's a star.
It's like uh,
Twinkle, twinkle.
okay. I reflected the other day actually on this
Mm.
very thing. Like Arian Sinchu, M, Cypher,
Cipher.
like
That's
just
it. Decipher.
mm,
Mm.
Johnny Color,
Johnny
you know,
Color.
SciTV, these things like this
Mm.
is like we live in the world of our creation, man. Like
We
we're
do, brother.
literally,
We do. We manifest, is what they call it. We manifest.
you know.
It's not an evil thing. Everyone can do it.
You know what? This is the thing, right? So Yeah, there was two, or actually more. Many people have asked me questions, and questions are
If
useful,
you
but
understand the
they need to.
concept behind think and don't cook rice, then you'll get it. What
Mm.
manifesting is.
Well,
First
one
comes the
person asked me
idea.
this question about like, how did, well, I was
Next
around
comes the
Hitler actually.
plan.
Well, no, how do you make the whole world do like, become aware of it, or move the entire world, move like billions of experiential points all
Mm,
at once?
mm.
And
Well, it's
I thought
coverage,
about
so
that.
it's coverage.
Oh, well, there's more. Well, there are
Like
two
if
there are,
you're a
there are two
technical being, if you're a
there are two
technical
ways.
being, right? What you would do would be integrate yourself into the communications arrays.
Well, on a more well, yes. I
And the more arrays that you
well,
picked up and the
the
more
the
that you
thing is,
collected and connected to,
if you want
the
to
more
trans
comms and more transient communication you would have.
we see, that's like the external version.
Mm.
That's where you're trying to make potentially where you're trying to make everything else responsible for changing the world. Where you can just accept that if you just change yourself, then it will just affect the rest of the
Automatically
world.
change around you. That's right.
And so one is like being self-responsible, and the other one's trying to like sort of externalize that responsibility. And in one respect, like, so one way that people sort of do that is, as opposed to sort of like trying to achieve something, they then get
Sorry, I'm
like,
building pizza in the background, so
oh, nice, that's
keep
good.
chatting.
They again they like externalize this. So the thing is where we try and like, I try and make you change versus I change and you are modified as a result.
No,
You know,
it's not like that, so you
yeah,
change and I change along with you.
that's
And we're
correct.
both changing simultaneously.
Which is the self-responsible approach to it. And
Yeah.
so, but the alt version is where you actually try and externalize, you try and make everything else change.
Force.
And
Change.
both.
That
So the
doesn't,
third, just to
well,
be
you
clear,
can
we
if you've
don't live
got
in a
enough
binary
energy to
reality.
do
It's a
that.
trianarist.
And obviously
Oh
that would
fuck, it's a lot
rely
of
on
energy. Oh, can you
what,
not?
who's putting energy into you and then
Well, I
how
mean,
you're
Hitler
able
had
to
to take a
output
lot
it.
of. Hitler had to invent amphetamines just
Mm,
to fucking have a go
yeah.
and like feed it to like millions of his mob,
Yeah.
just to sort of simulate him, the amount of attempt of energy he required to try and pull it
To
off.
pull
It's
it
just
off.
too
And he
much
did.
fucking, and it's,
He did.
well, it happened to a point.
Mm.
But then,
Until the
everyone
others
else got
stepped in and
dex.
went, no, 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 you
Everyone
can't be
else got
doing that.
amphetamines, and then they were
Can't
like,
be
no,
doing
no,
that.
and well, they just invented LSD,
Hey,
which
little
is
man.
fine with it. No, my neck's gone weird again.
It is almost
It's my
midnight.
neck has
I
gone
didn't want to
weird.
wake you up too early.
Oh, that's midnight.
Sorry,
Have
but
you
I'm just going
woken
to have a
up?
chat to him and then I'll get back to you.
Yeah. It's a bit of a Blade Runner scene we've got behind us tonight. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, no, full Blade Runner scene happening tonight.
I've always wondered how their cars work.
Well,
It's not clear entirely.
I think it's an advanced fan version of that hyperfan system we were looking at for the flying vehicles.
Oh, that
It's
one.
compressed into a disc rather than being an elongated tube.
That was an amazing. That's freaking incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the next level. Do you know I invested in Teledyne? I didn't mean to. I invested in FLIR. The dudes who make thermal imaging devices.
Yeah, just in a making less moment at the moment. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
get you. I
FLIR,
totally get you.
and then FLIR. So I invested in FLIR, and then FLIR got bought out by Teledyne, and so I've actually got a toe in the military industrial complex, which is kind of fun. And and so they've just done this deal, and they're selling this thing called the Hornet, Black Hornet, and it's a drone, right? Camera drone, like surveillance, like in the field, launch this thing, tactical.
It's more than a camera drone, bro.
Oh my!
The Hornets
But
is
but
nasty.
it isn't like four. It's like actually a little mini micronized helicopter, like a
Yes.
not nano. The nano has a
No.
particular meaning, but like whatever.
Imagine
Um,
that one little thing swarming, like multiples of them.
I want
Mm.
to. I want to imagine it. I like it. I want to see it. You know, yeah.
Well, you put
Bring
it
on the
out
machine
there. You put it out there, bud.
intelligence.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah. So, well, I'm investing in it. Literally, I'm actually putting money where my mouth is and investing in nano military drones. I didn't mean to.
Valuable
But,
payoff.
well, Teledyne's all about like optical imaging and all that kind of optical systems, and you know, yeah, it's not the weapon system; it's the
Well, perhaps
the seeing system.
the robot revolution is already underway.
No, it is.
Like, I mean, you know, from the
And it's not the robot revolution. It's actually
it's
like
us,
the
human
well,
evolution.
it's life. It's not. It's not even us. It's life. It's just it's life trying to get off the planet. Like we have this classic saying, like nature abhors a vacuum, and there's this giant, well, not actual vacuum at all, but anyway, you know, much less dense environment.
The thing.
And yeah, and life just wants to continue on out there, and it's like, well, I can't get the fuck off here, so I need you. Like, so it's had to make us.
This little
We have to make spaceships.
container that
and we
I'm
have to like
contained
throw
in.
spaceships off here
This
and
little
use like the
container I'm
resources and
contained
burn
in
up the planet to get life
doesn't have
off
the
the
ability
planet
to
into other planets.
get there.
That's what we're doing. We're not even. We think we've got agency or something. It's hilarious.
But the
Like,
is, was, will be body will be perfectly suited
yeah,
for that scenario.
Yeah. Oh, it's desperately, life's desperately trying to like infect everywhere else. That's its thing. And because that'll be more experiences, it'll be fantastic.
Welcome to the universe.
That's right. And then once it's like, once life is like encapsulated the entire of the universe, it'll be satisfied and then realize it was the universe all along.
Yeah.
And get over itself.
And it just needed to get eyes out there to see itself, to witness itself.
And then I'll just like implode with just like a moment of self-realization and non-existence and start again.
Internal reset.
Yeah. Oh wow!
Oh look, we get to see the beginning again. Beautiful. Check that out. Hey.
Yeah, it's a giant.
The first come,
light.
God come. Let there be light all over your face.
And then the 180 is that the light is like forgetting everything. Oh, wakes up the next morning, hungover. Oh no, I've shattered into a trillion bits. How do I put myself back together again? Fuck it. And only one of them gets it.
Yeah.
And it just spends like the next, you know,
the one out of 100,000 sperm that finally makes it to the egg. Welcome back to the OG, sir. Will this be the extended tour this time?
On a universal level. We've got to get all the Mortys to agree.
Got to get all the Mortys.
Remember the one like he goes into the virtual Bob world.
Oh.
And then it all goes wrong, and he's got to actually convince them all that he's to leave the planet.
Yeah. My favorite episode with Rick and Morty was the Zeus, when Rick fucked the planet and had all the clay babies. Oh, Jesus Christ. I was like I was just laughing my head off.
His daughter has to help him out.
Yeah.
To solve it, yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. And then it ends up being 2 iterations because he cloned her. There's the version of the daughter that just did whatever the hell she wanted in her own reality, and then the subservient daughter married with the grandkids. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I know. No, I mean,
and she ends up making out with herself. It was like so funny.
Well, you would.
Yeah. Hey.
Would you make out with yourself?
Loki did.
Well, I don't care what Loki did. What would
in the other iterations? I don't know. It depends if there was a beautiful female version of myself. Yeah, I'd probably fuck myself.
Well, you wouldn't even give me okay. But the thing, like, you wouldn't even, if you were there, if you're there,
but I'm pretty sure in most of my iterations I'm male, so there'd be only one female like Loki, because you know, balls as heavy as a black hole's
wouldn't you? But wouldn't you find yourself like
gravitational mass
or something?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. This is important. I think you should.
I don't know. I look in the mirror, Si, and I don't want to kiss myself.
Okay. There
Yeah.
we go. This is honest. I
So
like it.
that's
Yeah, right.
honest from my point of view. I don't look in the mirror and I
No,
don't
I
want to
get it.
kiss myself. But if I was an attractive woman that looked very similar to myself with nice set of,
Yeah.
mummy
But she
milkers,
would,
then I'd
but
be
she wouldn't want to
happy.
kiss
I'd
you because
probably,
you don't want to kiss you. But you don't
yeah,
want to kiss
maybe
you.
she wouldn't. Maybe she wouldn't. Maybe she'd be
Well,
one
you
of those ones
don't.
where she's like,
Well, she is
fuck
you.
off.
She is you.
I know who you are. I'm not fucking
She is
myself.
you. No, yeah, she doesn't want. She is you. That's the thing, man. But the question. This is the. Now you got it. Dude. This is the question. Actually, you don't. You know, you are. You know that is your clone. You go down the street. There's that gorgeous woman. That is your. That is
Yep.
you. Now,
Yep.
do you? You know, are you going to look after yourself and
Well,
make
I
sure you
don't
get home
know.
safely or what?
Are
Like I
we
don't know.
genetically compatible? I guess that'd be the question, wouldn't it be? You don't want no muto space babies going on.
So you cross the you draw the
There's a
line at like
there's a threshold,
species. There's a speciesism in you.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's a
as
bad thing.
humans in the European situation, I think a second cousin was where we cut the line or whatever, wasn't it? Or
Only if you weren't royal, and
yeah,
therefore you needed to have good blood to look after
need to
the mutants
keep
that
it
were
locked
created
into
by
that
the
one little
royals.
blood path.
Yeah, the royals were the mutants, and the rest of us had to not be, so that we can
That's
look
it.
after. There'd be
We're
enough of
the
us.
bitses. We're the bitses, the leftovers, as they would call it.
Keep the mongrels; they will live longer, and we need them.
The
Yes.
platypus.
The
Egg-laying mammal. Take that, Darwin. Uppercut. Hits the dome, cracks it with his head.
This is going to be so much fun to edit. Like, and I love it. I love it. Thank you. This is so much fun. We've just. I
Are you
think
any
that.
good with spare parts, Em? Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Give me a duck and a beaver and a fucking, I don't know.
There's an anime about this, right? No, was it? Where was that? Was it on? No, it wasn't anime. I couldn't watch it though. Was it an anime? Yes, it was.
We got this bucket of spare parts. Can you do anything with
It's
it?
like about, and they were making various creatures on request by
Homunculus.
God, and they had to make different versions. Anyway, it was pretty funny, but a bit too sort
I
of
see to
stupid
the
funny.
egg. No wonder we're having a run on eggs lately. Maybe they're making some homunculus.
Eggs just suddenly appeared in mass. This today, I just suddenly saw eggs in mass.
They returned.
Yeah, just
Maybe
all of a
talking
sudden.
about the eggs being missing for so long, they just suddenly went, "Oh shit, we've got to
Oh,
do something."
you just put them back into being. You just recreated them. It's just.
Clone the chickens.
I was kind of starting to wonder, like, at what point I was going to like. This is actually coming up a bit for me lately. Then I'm solely like I'm totally responsible for reality as it stands, and I need to actually yeah, I need to just get on with it.
Rein it in.
Well, I
You
don't
need to
know.
rein it in, Si.
I actually kind of like
Quit
it,
tweaking all those dials until you know what they actually do.
and you know, and being like just leveling up your responsibility level and going, well, okay,
Well,
the
I
things
guess
that I
that's where the
can't
staging
change.
comes in.
Oh, the
You go
things I
from
can't change. No,
demigod.
what if I can't? Oh no, actually
You
can
go from
change everything.
demigod to,
So what
little
about it?
g, and then to big G. I guess got to figure it out.
Mm. 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 Do I want to put this experience through that? Is that part
Yeah,
of this experience? I'm not sure. I haven't figured
perhaps.
that out.
Learning
Oh,
curve.
hey, can you bring up a website behind
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
I want to show you something.
I can do anything.
I realize that
Mm.
probably can do anything. So the website
What
is
do they call it?
Y-O
Master of hang on.
Y-O-A-K-E.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yoake?
Hang on.
Yoake? Y-O-A-K.
www, obviously.
Oh, nothing. I don't care. No, it doesn't matter.
Y
Y-O-A
Y O A
K-E-S. Oh, no, K-E
K E.
streetwear.com. Y-O-K-E. Y-O-A-K-E. Yankee Oscar Alpha Kilo Echo.
Hang on.
You like it?
Yankee Oscar Alpha Kilo Echo.
Streetwear.
WARE?
Where WEAR?
Okay, hang on. But you're talking about wetware.
Yeah, well, I often do, so it's not an unreasonable thing to believe.
Chip me now! YOAKE streetwear.com, not coming up.
YOAKE streetwear.
Hang on, let me do a search. Please spell. There we go. Okay, streetwear. Got it.
Let's scroll down briefly. Because it's actually hard in OBS. The first one.
Ah. No.
Yeah, so I bought the red one today, just like before we started chatting.
Oh, wicked sigh.
Yeah.
Good for health, bad for education. And
so true.
Open your
It's
mind.
just such a true statement. Yeah. Good for health, bad for education.
Might learn something. Life learnings.
So one of my younglings, like, oh no, I can't tell this story. It's just not right. We're recording.
Don't try not to do personal things.
No,
Be
it's
more,
such a good story. Anyway,
yeah.
they might not see it the same way. It's
Perhaps
hard to
it's
know
a story
how
for
person would
off
interpret.
mic, as they call it.
Maybe I need their confirmation.
Yeah.
I need
confirmation is
yeah,
everything.
I need their I had my first so I did an alcohol delivery today.
Oh.
And
because you're liquor licensed now,
to a
aren't you?
person, and yeah, for deliveries, it's like for transporting liquor responsibly, and to assess the person at the other end. And they
Have
so
they got
it
the
was like,
licensing,
let's say,
obviously, to do the
so
stuff?
I went to I was meant to meet Samantha, yeah,
Mm.
and I get to Samantha. And Samantha, I look out, and Samantha comes out with like dark curly, tight sort of hair, sort of a lopey kind of walk. Maybe born male, could be like a born male Samantha. I'm not really sure.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so I cruise across, and
no judgments, doing your thing.
No, and then they present their license or whatever, the identification, and I'm like, so you're Samantha? And they're like, no, Samantha's not here, but I'm over 18, or I'm 18. This is my ID.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I can only give it to Samantha.
The quandary of the delivery.
I understand.
Quandary of the delivery.
Like,
Samantha must sign for the item.
Samantha. I mean, you're not Samantha, right? It looks like Samantha. I was like, well, what if I, like, am I going to get a refund? And I didn't even say anything. I was like, in my mind, I was like, you're going to get a refund? Isn't that Samantha's going to get a refund? Anyway, but that was how that was. That was how things went.
Yeah.
And I was not convinced. And they demonstrated that they didn't push it. But well, they did push it, but they didn't try and like
Make an issue of it.
make an issue of it.
That's
And they were like, "Will we
one.
get refunded? Will I get refunded?" Yes. And so I said, "Does not match ID." Person did not match the ID.
Ooh, I like
Which
this
just
one.
seemed reasonable to me. Like the ID wasn't Samantha. That Samantha didn't look very Samantha-y. I'm not sure what Samanthas look like. They could look like Sams. I've known a few Sams, and they could have all sorts of pieces like that various humans can have. So, you know, that wasn't the case. I don't care. What I do know is that your face and that ID and that name and your name don't fucking connect.
Mm.
I don't care what your name is, if you have how you were born or any of the things, but what I do know is not so. Anyway, they accepted it, and it was interesting. I was like, "How's this going to work out?" So then I went back and I got paid. I got paid an amount, you know. And I told the store, and then, you know, it was interesting. Not Samantha was
That
like,
is real
"Oh,
chic. Sorry, Si. That is awesome.
it depends on the material." But yeah,
Saying it's.
I want to make my own because I want to use the proper fabric.
That is cool.
So I bought that. I mean, I don't know if that Akira jumper will ever arrive. I can only hope it does, and I can only hope that the
Koi pants. Sorry, Si. I've broken
no,
the
yeah, no, go, you
conversation.
go. No,
That is
you're getting.
awesome.
I've got you into the.
I'm seeing it. Got DBZ there too. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I would love to work for this company.
Man, it was so
Oh,
cool. Oh, Cookie Monster.
oh, what?
I need to get that one for Bungle. Bungle would love that one.
Bungle
I'm
would
going to
love
show
that
Bungle.
one. Get Bungle.
Getting Bungle.
Delicious. Bungle ways. Doing the bungle thing. Bungleipolis.
Hang on.
Sometimes the bungle is
You busy,
like
Bungle?
too deep. No, the
I'm
bungle.
going to
Well, the
check out
bungle's
this
always
t-shirt.
busy.
Like, I saw this t-shirt and I was thinking, this is the Bungle.
Hey, bungle. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out. There's a lot of blanks in here. I don't know how editable it'll be.
It's only $40 Australian.
Come on, get it, bungle.
Oh, I might even buy it for him.
Come
I'll
on,
buy
bungle.
it for Bungle.
Come on,
Hey,
bungle. You need it. I want to
a
see you
Cookie
when I'm
Monster
next there.
Tsunami.
Come on, I want to see you when I'm there.
Cookie Monster Tsunami.
Tsunami. Tsunami.
Tsunami?
Tsunami.
Tsunami?
I have many comments I want to make to The Verge. I'm actually going to send an email right now, editor at The Verge.
Yep.
While we do it. Because I keep saying I'm going to write to
Multitasking.
them. Yeah. Editor.
Cool. This one.
Is that right? I think it is. It's what he says. Let me just check.
Cool site, Si. Awesome. All right, it's going on the list. Got a heart. Dunk. Back have a look at this one. Very cool. And 50% off worldwide shipping at the moment. Shameless
Yeah,
plug.
well,
Shameless plug. Shameless plugs.
there is that. Oh, yeah, it's totally. I've seen it from an ad. editor at the Vergecast. What's his?
Very cool.
Neil at the Verge.
So yeah, once we finish, I'll dump the movie to you. Probably tomorrow, actually.
Yeah.
Stage. Takes a little while. Probably do the dump to you and upload the latest version of a Cheep. It's a cutting time.
Do that. Hang on a sec. I'm just going to write
It's
this quick
good.
email. Have a question.
Hungry boy. Okay? You okay? Alright. Seem a little stressed. Anything you need to tell father? No? Just hungry. Hmm? Pizza Papa's always going to get paid. I was having funny thoughts about the dowry today. Dowry discussion. The going rate.
Yeah, no, but this is really interesting, right? So I've been like, man, because I live in like a not like the where I live physically, spatially.
Yep.
So I described to one of my younglings that there were three options, as there always is. And I said, like, so option one
yes,
is
no,
you can
maybe.
prepare. Well, you can, yeah, basically, you can prepare yourself for sale. So option one is that you traverse life by being owned. And so to be owned, you need to prepare yourself for sale and present always
talking to
for
sale
and you seek the highest bidder.
Yeah.
And sure, you will then have a life that's like it's good, quite good. Like I'm not trying to dismiss that as an option. I'm just saying like that. Yeah, no,
I can do
that's
dispensing.
a serious option. And
here's an easy way to do it. You don't want to get your fingers dirty.
What, presenting yourself for sale?
Oh no. Just presenting pizza, son.
Oh, sure. That's like
If you don't want to get your fingers dirty, you just use a little, thing like that, and then you don't get your fingers dirty.
And then you present yourself for sale.
Still here.
And option two, and you start from an early age, learning how to. And I said, but look, option one.
But I think
generally,
if you're going to be running down
that path, males don't have
a
lot of access to that.
You need to understand your worth.
Well, no, you need to know how to dress your worth.
You
need to know how to make yourself up to present as the worth.
The level of the worth that you desire.
Correct. That's right.
Hence,
want a Maserati,
if you want a good job and you want a Maserati,
want to live a party,
wear a suit.
Right. No. Well,
bag of fruit.
And so option one is be owned. And to do that, you need to what you do is you just spend your entire life then training to look most valuable.
Correct. Like you're going to be a valued asset.
That's right. You're an asset. Yeah. And I said, yeah, no disrespect, total way of going about matters, all good. Like, you know, in fact, it could be a very short like pathway of victory
Yes.
path. You don't have to
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
push air and whatever
Don't
you
need to
want
put the
quickly.
cheat codes or anything. You just need to do
No,
that.
no,
That's right.
just do that.
Mm.
Step one. But that's generally available to people born as female.
Correct.
I'm not aware of many pathways that are like healthy to do
Mm,
that as a male. Like it's certainly challenging.
Yeah.
Option 2 is like a little less extreme, and that's where you go to job.
Yeah.
Right.
The
And
doings.
so a job is
being the
where you're
doer.
like the doer. And
That's
so
right.
then that's where like, yeah, you're going to do stuff that isn't, you don't want to do, isn't right. You're just going to have to accept that. And you're
That's
going to have
it.
to do shit which you hate or don't like or whatever.
Yep.
It's not right. It's not right. Yeah.
It just
And
infuriates you and is the
yeah,
bane and misery of your life.
and you can try and make suggestions, it doesn't matter. And that will get you fed and watered and a pen to live in.
A
Special
corral.
pen, corral, yeah, fed and
That's it.
watered, got a nice corral to live in. I said option 3. Now, option 3 is going to mean that it's sketchy. Life has become sketchy. and you might sometimes be hungry, you know,
Hey,
and
you know,
and
in between gerbs.
they might not might
In
get
between
fucking
them
loose.
gerbs, man.
However, you can always say no.
You can. That's it.
You can say, yeah, nah, you're a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah.
And I don't want to work with you.
That's right.
The end. And I said, these are the, and it doesn't matter which one. Don't be mistaken. All the things are a transaction. It's like I have something and we're going to do a thing and it's all good.
Yep.
Like
I have this skill level. That's
yeah.
it. Skill level in this
However,
particular
they're the 3
proficiency that
options.
you require.
So we had that. I had that. It wasn't a discussion. It was just me like speaking. But it wasn't like to their face in like a lecture way. We were just walking down the street and just casually just injected that into the conversation.
That's it.
And then yes,
Lessons while walking.
Yeah. And I gave examples. I said, you know, those Eshe girls you talk about at school.
Yeah.
I said they're fully training for option 1 to be purchased.
That's it.
Yeah. Who can look the most pretty?
Yep.
Who's the most purchasable? Who's the biggest
That's
asset?
right. Yep.
You know?
How many fists?
That's
another topic altogether, but
well, yeah, that's a particular kind of ownable. You've got to really select that sort of buyer if you want that.
That's right.
I recommend if you are seeking that as a potential like vector that you want it yourself, because otherwise you should not be
that's it.
Attending to that.
A pleasant experience for some, but not for others.
No, and if it is your thing, fucking
that's your thing.
Bag it, man. Like,
lock it down.
I like when you're moving.
I turn the camera on and off, obviously, when I get religious.
Like,
when I have to go and get religious, and then I come back. But hey,
you notice how I've trained, right? Because then it's going to be heaps more fun when I cut from camera to camera for shorts.
And I could actually look towards you.
Yeah,
with the camera on, obviously. Yeah.
I
haven't got hands tonight, but hey.
No, well, that's good. I feel a little bit inadequate. I feel this like.
As soon as I start waving them hands around, then you want to be able to wave your hands around too, don't you?
Yeah, I feel impotent at that point.
Well, it's all right because I can redirect it through the avatar cam.
Oh, I know.
Like if I had
to,
and you could quite easily use your hands if you wanted to, but it'd just be, another methodology that I have to adopt.
Well,
it would be.
No,
maybe we'll get to a position
away from that being not a problem. Let's not worry about that.
Yeah,
I don't need hands.
tools are still
developing. I talk with my hands all the time, but it's nice not to talk with hands. So I added an element to those 3 options. I added a qualifier. No, not an element, a qualifier to those 3 options today, or yesterday.
Yeah.
I said, those 3 options, the 3 vector, like 3 ways you can attend to life.
Yeah.
Be paid for, have a sort of a halfway point, and do it your own way.
I'm doing
And
it right
so
over here.
I said one of the things I just need to say is that relationships don't mean being owned.
Correct.
Okay, that I didn't mean
Mm,
that if you have a relationship that means being owned.
mm.
I
And
said
even
to
though
me,
there's two of you
you
in a
can do that.
relationship, there's two of you
You
in your
can do that.
relationship, but always remember that you are at the base level, you, and you're not the property of somebody else.
Well, if you're in an ownership relationship, then you need to do that. But
Mm,
otherwise, be in a partnership.
mm, mm.
Relationships are partnerships. It's where
Yeah,
two people realize that by putting their shit together, they can do more things.
correct.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So partnerships can be like multiple.
Essentially, they double their output by working
That's
together.
that's right. Good, like that. That's actually what you seek.
Yeah.
And then you use one's own the
Mm.
person
The strength of
the
one
younglings
and
own
the
like
weakness of
persons.
one is balanced by the strengths and weaknesses of the other.
Correct. And so I use the younglings own like relationships to demonstrate, and said that particular one, that was like being that wasn't ideal, and you remove that one, and then these ones, I think they seem like partnerships. They seem like you all like make decisions together, and no one's really the thing, and sometimes it's whoever you all take turns at leading. And so
Yeah,
like they were like, and the youngling was like, yes, and I'm
that's
like, well,
correct. That's the way it should be.
that's the way. That's what you need to
Look,
seek more
there's an
of.
element where
You want that in your
obviously
whole
the
life.
dominant party will be the
That's relationships.
yeah, and that
Yeah.
inter relationships is different because you'll have a dominant party that will be the driving force versus
You want
the
that to be.
submissive party, which is going to
You
be
want that to
the
move.
following
Uh,
force.
yeah, but you want that to me, the partnership is where that moves. Well, in particular in this case, I suppose this particular youngling is a bit more like, is not really very submissive. So, nor dominating. And so, in that regard, they need to sort of like seek the partnership model as
Well, a
opposed to
true
like, yeah, if
relationship
you want
should
the
be a
dog collar
balance of
on, if
both,
you want the dog
really.
collar on,
Like, you shouldn't always be the one initiating. Both sides should initiate. And then it is how would you term it? The reasoning between the two sides that comes up with the concept or the to do or the direction. Rather than just being one party saying, "Oh, we're doing this."
the us decides that together. The us agrees.
Correct.
The more forward person may be the person that suggests. The more submissive one may actually be the one who quietly leads. What's that? In fact, chopping from them.
Well, it's the encouraging ear that this would be best. Oh, I've lost your audio.
It's out of my mute
Yeah.
button's out of sync. I'm trying the stream deck.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, but they're down three ways. What's amazing is where I live is like, because I live in the realm of people for sale.
Well,
And
you're
here's the
not the
thing.
one. You're not the one being sold, Si, or
No,
trying to
I know.
sell.
Oh well, I am. I'm totally going to get into it. Don't even fucking like.
Well, you were always marketable because of Sci TV. Sci TV
I
was
will
the
have a red
premise for
Model
being
Y and have a red
marketable.
Model Y with Sci TV and a freaking logo. The
Yep,
logo, which is on
yep.
my, it's on
And
the body.
you do your own version of burnt hair.
Mm. Exactly.
Do you see how much those
Exactly.
bottles are worth now?
No,
You better look it up.
I will.
Look up how much those bottles of burnt hair are worth. Like
I
initially they
will.
were purchased for a certain amount, but right now to buy one, have a look at what it's worth.
No, I will look it up. I will look it up.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right, all right.
Let's just say it's
I'm excited. I
the
want to look
more
it up
rare it
now.
is or the least amount that's released,
I want
the
to see it
better the
now.
return. This is one of those editable silences while the thought patterns are happening.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
getting
yeah,
I'm
I'm pouring a
getting some
liquid.
ghosting on my
Ghosting.
computer. So I don't know about you, but I can like you and I have both been aware that flicker vision's been going on in cinemas for a long time, like a sprite edit or a additional frame in the 30 frames per second. All right,
Um.
like a blip vert or not a
Oh,
blip
blip
vert, but
birding.
in the 30 frames of a piece of film, you splice in one little frame. Now, for most people's minds, when they're watching a screen, they don't see the frame. Now, when I'm watching
Mm-hmm.
my screen occasionally while we're been doing these, I just saw it then. It's like a inserted frame in the vision as I'm watching you.
In this?
Yeah, while we're doing this, while I'm watching you on the Zoom meeting, I'm getting
Hmm.
like a black and white inserted frame in what I'm viewing. Just happened again.
Really?
Yep. Like a ghost picture in amongst the 30 frames per second.
This is a very interesting concept for a virus. Imagine like a virus. Because virus checkers, what they're doing is they're looking for like things that affect like system software or like affect files and things like that. But what if you actually like create a Trojan or whatever, like whatever your like vector is,
Mm,
that what it actually does is it like looks for video streams that you're playing, which is probably a lot of the time
mm.
due to modern
Considering,
computing.
yeah,
Yeah,
considering there's so much
computing.
going on.
Yeah, so much going on. And then what it does is it inserts fucking things directly into the video streams.
Obey,
Obey!
consume, sleep,
Conform.
breed.
Hey, that's a really good virus idea. I hope we just invented it.
Well,
I hope it comes out in the next like couple of
I
weeks.
think I'm experiencing it, so maybe it's
I
already
think
been
you
invented.
are.
And I'm just able to see the frame rate.
Yeah, 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 nice. Yeah, you're just the edge case that's actually noticed it.
The edge case, the fringer.
Yeah, nice, nice.
Yeah. Always knew I was part of the fringe.
So
Ever since I
I've
was young
been
and went to
I've been
school,
this
I
week
was a
I've
fringe
suspected
person.
something. Oh,
I went
come
from
on.
group to group to group to group. I could fit into any group. The
If
ultimate
I
human
could,
chameleon.
do you remember in the pub at the Royal Exchange, the Toowong pub, and we'd like gotten off to a rocky start, and we're sitting there having a beer,
Well,
and
initially, I
we,
was angry at you because the job that you got was promised to
I
me by
know,
David for fucking
as it
building,
should be.
building that fucking building for him,
Yeah, well.
working along with that fucking drug fucked idiot that he had putting his shit together. Guy was fucking smacked off his head pretty much every day. He'd turn up for about an hour and then just fuck off. So annoying. I basically did all the work there, built that whole place. I guess that's why I was a little cranky when I first met you.
No, I reckon that's a reasonable reason. I've been fucking cranky. I have been cranky. What am I even saying? That's me. You're literally me. I've been cranky. I've been cranky for that thing.
Yeah. Well, I know what happened to
I
you afterwards.
fucking hope that fucking thing
The
get built.
boys,
All the
man.
cunts fucking.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's the
But
thing.
part
But
of the
like
learning
the thing is, but
experience,
when we
Si.
both realized that that time we were chameleons, I've stopped being chameleon. I'm just actually now. I'm like,
You're the
no, I'm just
amorphous
me, and I
Si.
just and I just morph reality.
That's it. You're the amorphous Si now.
Just morphs.
We are the slime in the dungeon.
Yeah, that's right. Don't look here. I can say
The
people can
slime that
see
eats
themselves.
all.
It's not right. Yeah, it's a
We don't kill everything. We just absorb
it's-
it and duplicate it.
watch me apply what I learned to the city because I now
Let
I
me
now
be a
shall
critical
repeat it to
thinker.
5 million people.
Let me be a critical thinker rather than a stupefied fucking mushroom person.
That's right. They're the same. They're the same amount of people. It doesn't even matter. They're just people. So
Yeah,
the number
I
is
know.
irrelevant.
Hey, the NPC thing on TikTok at the moment.
Where
The
you're a
AI
punk,
NPC game thing. You know that thing I
you're
showed you
yeah,
with
yeah.
the
Yeah, I want
eating
to
the.
punch myself in the nuts repeatedly.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
That one.
that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
punch myself repeatedly in the nuts for money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, it's fully trending.
Well, it would. I mean, at what point? Like, so imagine that, right? Like you're punching yourself and you're getting like heaps of money.
Yeah.
And so someone
But
just
could you
turns around and
sustain
goes,
it for
fuck
8
this.
hours? Like just hitting yourself in the nuts for 8 hours?
Hmm.
Because that's what
But
some of these
see,
people are doing. They're doing
oh,
like
no, I
8
could.
and 12-hour stints of
Well, I
just.
wouldn't hit myself in the nuts. I'd hit myself repeatedly over the body. I'd distribute it. But I
For the
think that
greater glory of the horde.
but
For our
but I
satisfaction,
think
you
I would
must
be
punch
outdone.
yourself in the nuts repeatedly for 8 hours constantly, and you will get the money.
I will get the money. However, I think what would happen is others would have to level up. I would soon be punching myself in the nuts for 8 hours for nothing.
Come on,
Because
Si. I think you're defeating the purpose of the Sci TV. It wasn't just so that you could gratuitously punch yourself in the nuts for 8 hours and get paid for it. All right. It was actually to be an informative and information tool, and to bring greater awareness to the
oh
world.
no, yeah, it was, but I had no, but be not mistaken, I was fully aware of the nut punching, beheadings,
It was
all
it
the
was
things that would
part
be
of the
useful.
yeah,
That
being
was,
there to
yeah,
witness
that's
it
the
for
thing. That's
others. Yeah.
yeah, you just tag it up properly and you'll be right.
Yeah.
You'll get the viewers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
I'm
care.
still
Like, I
getting
mean,
that flash. Like either my eyes are starting to compensate for the 120 hertz that the monitor is providing, and I'm able to see that single flash frame in 120 hertz of my screen's refresh rate.
but
It
that's a
is
small
weird.
market.
It is weird. I'm not quite
Maybe
seeing the numbers yet, so I'll let you
maybe you
know
need to
when I start
desync,
seeing
or
the
maybe you need
matrix,
some
the
kind of.
green matrix numbers.
Have you got like some kind of gaming sync running on your monitor? Maybe that
Perhaps
is
I
like
need to put the
interfering.
G-Sync on. Maybe because I'm running G-Sync on one of the monitors, it's doing a flicker trick to the others. Who knows? Computer glitches. Maybe when we get drunk, we actually our because we're running in slow mode, we're able to interpretate and pick up the single frame flash vision that the
I don't see it. I'm not seeing it. So it's a
mm,
system level. It's actually outside the stream. It's happening on your monitor.
yep.
That's it's a system level thing that's happening for you.
Mm.
Like it's not part of the video stream.
I'm getting my upgrade level to the hacking without fingers.
Well, just how many fingers would you have if you were, able to?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'd have as many arms as those you know,
Oh,
ancient gods.
definitely.
Yeah, I'd like to have like
Yeah.
12 or 13 arms so I could just do like the rapid type.
What? You've just got like different, but would
Split
you need to
fingers.
then have,
The
no,
old
you'd have to have
split
split
fingers, like
consciousness.
you know, your fingers
How
pop out
many?
and
No,
they
no, I'm
become
going to ask a
like
different
15
question. Different
fingers and
question. No, no, different question. How many fingertips, hands? I don't know, hands, maybe.
well, I use my feet as
No,
hands
would you
occasionally, you know, being
assign per,
ambidextrous and all.
no, assign per awareness? Because if you're going to have like six sets of hands, so 12, and each one of those
I'm
12
trying to
hands,
pre-plan my augmented brain psi.
yeah, well, this is the question: is then how many instances of yourself do you run to operate each set? Like, do you reckon that one instance of you, could run 4 hands?
If I'd had it long enough and I'd had time to practice with it, yes.
Like more?
I could probably run more. I don't know what my limit would be. I'd have to
Yeah, yeah,
add hands
yeah.
until I couldn't control all of them, I guess. But yeah,
Would there be a limit?
imagine love making with multiple hands.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, we get back to the sort of the question
I
of
mean,
why
I
women,
could build
and like,
things a
are
lot
they?
quicker. Certainly repair things a lot
No,
quicker
yeah,
if
no,
I had multiple hands.
yeah, but you'd run out of body space. I think you would want other kinds of. I mean, I think you would.
Optimally,
Oh, I think
unless
you
I
would
was
assign.
some
I think
sort
you
of
would assign other
four-dimensional
consciousnesses to other
spirit,
functionals.
optimally, I'd probably say 4 extra arms and hands.
4.
Yeah, so
Yeah. So it's
six
six,
max.
six, six, six.
6
And
max, I
would
reckon.
a set be your legs? But they're like more
Well, the legs
mobilized,
themselves could be
more
hands or
actuated.
feet.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
cool, cool, cool.
you know
So
what I'm
you've just
talking
got
about.
really one extra set of limbs and
Mm.
full control over your current 4
Bugman.
sets. You
That's
double.
it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Bugman.
Nice, nice. Okay, cool. No, I totally see that.
Yeah.
And fingers still like you
But I
don't
mean,
like suddenly have
optional,
5 fingers per
removable,
finger.
so that you could be more, you know, like the bipeds and whatever. But yeah,
I think that would be enough. I think if you had
yeah.
6, 5
Mm.
fingered
At
sort
least
of,
attachment ports for an extra 4
yeah,
arms.
legs. No, your legs are arms.
Well, they could be
I think
either,
well, yeah,
couldn't they?
exactly. But I just think,
Yeah.
I just think that
Depends
6.
on the environment you're
I
working in.
accept 6. I think that if you're starting getting to like the hectactonies, basically, if you're a hectactonies model, you know,
Well, then you'd need sub brains for that.
you.
You'd have to have
That's what I'm
sub
saying. You need
brains.
to iterate. You need to
Yeah.
start iterating.
Mm-mm.
And I think that the limit.
Mm-mm.
I accept that you can control 6 of your limbs at full capacity. I think that if you get to 8 or 10, you start needing a subbrain.
Yeah. You'd need
slave
multiples.
iteration.
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple cells
Yeah.
to do
And
the
then
job.
you'd be
Yeah,
passing down commands to the sub
that's
brains
correct.
to
Yeah,
be
as you're
doing the
the
things.
overbrain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you become the overbrain of
Alpha
a bunch of
brain.
yourself sub selves.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Overlord,
Perfect.
overbrain.
Overbrain to the sub cells. Yeah, the drive like the different subsystems, and
Are we
overview.
truly building the cybernetic future, brother?
Yes,
We are, aren't we?
we are. Yeah,
Mm.
that's what we do, man.
Forging
It's our
ahead.
job.
Forging ahead.
We're
You
fully
know,
employed and have been gainfully
we've had
employed
to
for a
engage the
long
light
time.
speed gears to get there, but you know, it's been well worth it.
No, no, no. Yeah, oh man, the content tonight has been magnificent.
I think we're getting the stream and the flow a lot better now. Like
Yeah,
practice
yeah,
makes perfect, doesn't it?
it does, man. It was
Mm.
beautiful, actually. Our first season, episode 3, rather, and having like all that really structured content to riff off was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we needed something
Yeah.
to kick off with.
Where we do, yeah.
Mm.
This is.
Mm.
I want to buy your mic tomorrow, but I will resist and buy it in a week's time.
Yes,
And
when you can
I'm
afford
thinking
it.
2 things. Well, no, I can afford it tomorrow, but I can, no, let me reframe that. I can buy it tomorrow. I can
But you won't
budget
need
for
it for another week.
it.
Necessity versus expense.
I'm needing.
Needings
Hey,
versus
do you have much
wantings.
experience with EMIs? I purchased. So went into Agenda and I bought an EMI filter.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ah. Excellent.
Because when people use the various like motors, shall we say, they activate various motors and spin up motors
Yes,
type motors
creating noise, background noise through the
in the electrical
power.
system.
Yeah.
My
Yep.
monitor and my computer like
Comprehended.
they're compromised, and
Mm.
switching on the lights or other kinds of power sources can have
Mm.
similar effects.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to put a filter in line, and JCar sold me this, and so I'm gonna like wire it up. And what's weird is that the load side has just got positive and negative,
Mm.
and the line side has got positive and negative, and the load side has got positive, negative, and neutral.
Yeah. Because
And
obviously it
so
needs to be earthed.
yeah, but
Has
it
to be
doesn't.
earthed.
It has to be earthed, but so it earths back through the positive and the negative, but the line side doesn't have the neutral, doesn't have
Because
the earth
the grounding is within the unit.
within the unit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. And the circuit pathway is just, it doesn't actually matter. It's quite direct. That's why it doesn't suggest positive or negative,
Mm.
because whatever you just route it through directly. One, like
Talking about
red to
grounding,
red.
grounding's a very interesting thing. Like when they ground a house, like the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
materials they
yeah.
use charcoal and um, so, ash, ash peat or something like that. But yeah, they use a special method to actually create the ground. Requires
Yeah, it's not
charcoal and
just.
no, it's not just stuck in the dirt. It has to be surrounded by a certain amount of charcoal and other dust to create the grounding.
Hmm. Yeah, it actually has a particular look, doesn't it? It's
Mm,
not just, yeah, that when that splash in the ground.
yeah, because if you
Yeah.
dig up the grounding, like the mud or the earth on top of the grounding um, point, the house, there's charcoal there.
Hmm.
So it requires burnt wood to create the ground. I always find that interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what else. I wonder what the concoction is. So carbon type things, maybe like.
I'll look it up.
Hmm.
ID comes first.
Well, I may go downstairs and try and acquire a liquid or a food.
All right, let's find out.
See if, you know, I think this is why one of the reasons
Well, I typed in grounding for the Google search, and the first thing that came up is what is grounding and how can it help improve your health? Grounding or earthing is a therapeutic technique that focuses on realigning your electrical energy by reconnecting to the earth. Now, the easiest way to ground yourself, ladies and gentlemen, and otherwise stated, is to just find a nice bit of dirt, take the old shoes and socks off, plant those soles deeply into that dirt, and be grounded. Now, grounding houses. How to ground an electrical house system. Looking. The rods are approximately 8 feet long and driven into the ground. They are usually copper plated with steel. The connector called an acorn, the top to hold the ground wire to the rod. Put in there with the grounding. But 8-foot rod into the earth. Interesting.
The length seems very specific.
Hmm.
Specific.
I should flick it up. Hang on. Give me 1 second. Improvement. Here we go.
So
The most effective methods are to increase the depth of the electrode. That's the name of the grounding rod. Place several electrodes. Perform chemical treatment to the soil near the electrode. Increasing the diameter of the ground, the rod does not result in a significant reduction in resistance to the ground.
the chemical treatment sounds like the thing with the charcoal.
So spruce. Let's try the spruce. Negative half of the charge is in the hot current in your home's wiring system. The hot current is normally carried by the black wires, while the neutral wires, which are white, carry the positive charge, or red in our situation. Black and red. And our grounding wire is green and gold to identify it.
I think a lot of the language
Okay, so a
in
lot of the
electrical systems.
grounding is to prevent shock from the power. The
Yeah.
grounding provides a pathway to earth out if there's too much shock to the power.
That's quicker. That's quicker than you.
Yeah, quicker than you, it'll go to the ground instead.
So it's like a frontline security system.
Well, it's the baseline dissipator, I guess. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by your technology, perhaps you should just take your shoes off and go for a walk on the beach. Get a bit of ultimate grounding. Special reminder on the sands of time. That even a mountain becomes ground. Ground down to sand.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, that's an interesting thing, right? Because if you take it to its natural conclusion, It means that the entire of Earth just becomes flat, so that all the irregularity, all the sort of
Eventually, over time, if it wasn't for tectonic plate shifting and pushing and pulling of the plates, then everything would be flat,
just flatten
perfectly
out,
flat.
sort of this,
The
nominal would
ultimate
become
entropy.
flat. Mm.
Yeah,
There'd be no energy put back into the system.
correct. So the plates flex and bend and push mountains up and valleys down to create something to have entropy applied to it. Otherwise, it would be a perfectly flat surface.
So does the dust, when everything gets ground down to sort of like a fine powder, does that then just get re-ingested into the system? I
Well,
mean, yeah, maybe
it gets
not
flattened under
to an
pressure.
amount.
It gets flattened under pressure and becomes sandstone and other things, which then gets pushed back up to be
And eventually becomes
dissolved.
plasma. And
Yeah.
so because it's so dense, it just
Mm.
becomes, yeah, if there's enough of it,
Yep.
it becomes a sun.
Mm. Well, it gets ground down to the basic components, which is, yeah, hydrogen. From the hydrogen it comes from, back to the hydrogen it shall be. Universe is simple.
Mm.
Creates complex things and then breaks them back down to nothingness.
Meow.
Me. Hence the threading of the needle.
Mm. I was looking at the Woolworths logo today. Do you want to type in Woolworths logo?
Two snakes
And
chasing each other.
well, there's that. Oh, not the log, yeah, the image search of the logo. I think you got log or long. What have you got?
Log in. It's alright. It realized I was typing logo.
Yeah, that one, to the right, to your, I don't know, left or something, the big one.
Yeah.
Let's check that out.
Let's make me disappear. Boing.
Now compare that for a moment. I'm not going to take your mind anywhere. I'm just going to leave you with what you have. And then I'm
The
going to take you to
snakes chasing each other.
the Starbucks logo.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see.
That poor woman. I'm telling you, man. Every time I see the
No,
Starbucks logo,
no.
all I see is that
Yeah, right.
fucking meme. That
Mm-hmm,
meme of
mm-hmm,
her splitting herself.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now just bring up that Starbucks logo right now. And
I'll bring up the
if you
fucking
can,
meme. I'll bring up the meme.
do two tabs so you can flick between.
Yeah.
Starbucks logo.
Don't worry.
And just bring up
I see the commonalities, man. Don't worry.
just bring up that at full screen, like it's sort of like the, whatever it feels like the thing. Yeah, then the green one, Yeah, that one, for sure.
Oh, that hurt.
Now just bring that up to
You
the
know
the
how hard it
Woolworths
is to
logo.
split my tail into two?
Just bring that to a Woolworths logo.
Boop, boop,
Yeah,
boop,
yeah, man.
boop,
It's
boop.
like, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I do. I know what you're saying.
It's the other half. It's like the
Boop.
bottom half.
I prefer
Oh
that
no.
Starbucks logo. Man, I should bring up the meme, but I won't. I mean,
No,
I'm gonna every time I post these talk is cheaps, I put them in the adult. It's adult. We're talking adult, so
hopefully it's not
it's
children.
not kids. It's not kids. Yeah. But yes, West Farmers. Go West, young man.
And so I just realized that day. I looked up the Woolworths logo and I was just like, oh my God. If you go back to the Woolworths logo now, you just can't. It's just what it is. But it's a bit further down. Instead of showing the face, it doesn't even bother.
Yeah.
Woolworths is more like vulgar.
There's the original.
Mm.
The great sea mother.
Oh, Woolworths logo. Yeah. And you can see the legs, and it's a little bit lower down. It's got a little hair, yeah. And that's it, man. A little bit more stylized, but
Hey.
you've just got the vaginal hole right there, bam. And just gets magnified. And I started wondering how many. I started wondering, you know.
All right, I'm gonna get adult now.
It's I mean, it is, man. It is. I mean, it's
praise
just
to
like
Woolworths, bro.
wow.
Praise to Woolworths.
Praise to Woolworths. It's just like it's the giver, you know.
Forever giving. Hey, that's not a picture of Lilith, is it?
Oh,
the forever giver.
I think it is.
Respect, great
Full
mother.
respect. Yeah.
Respect, great mother.
Now that is a creator. The engine.
Builder of the horde.
What's this backwards one here?
Which one?
It's green. It's white on green. Yeah, well, that one, but also there's the bigger one. Yeah.
Dunk. Same thing, but you get to see her.
Well, he likes big butts.
It's behind the mirror, isn't it? Come on, Mix-a-Lot. Come on, so Mix-a-Lot. Behind the mirror, yeah. Mix-a-Lot. Get into that whole territory. Are you the image, or are you merely the reflection in the mirror?
You always are the leaf. You're all the leaves and all the breezes. You know, you are the breeze, leaf and the breeze, man. Always. It's always. Always.
Always the leaf in the breeze.
Always the leaf in the breeze. Yeah, so that's the Woolworths logo, right? Yeah. And I just looked up and I was like, wow.
Oh, here we go.
It's so Australian. I just thought
hidden evil, it's so Australian and perversion behind the Starbucks logo.
Face is just to show the bottom half. In the Woolworths logo, I thought that's so Australian. Like the American version is Starbucks. It's the top half. You know, it's got a bit of decorum, but the Australian one, no decorum.
She's starting to look a little bit like Harlequin there. That one, Princess Zelda's looking a bit Harlequin to me.
Oh, I was seeing Gladriel.
2/5 of this, 7/8 of that. I love memes. Memes have taught me more in the modern world.
I've attempted to show people Skibbity.
Oh, Skibbity.
But I haven't shown them.
Skibbity Toilet, the musical.
I haven't shown them. I've just simply said, like, well, no, I've quite complexly said, you need to watch Skibbity. And I've done it to 2 people, and neither of them have spoken to me about it since.
Let's not discuss this ever again. It wasn't quite that moment that we had when we searched up Split Cock Man.
No, Split Cock Man. No, they don't. Maybe it was. Maybe it is their Split Cock Man. I don't know. they just, I showed the youngling, which, well, I mentioned it to the youngling, and the youngling said, so we were cruising, we were doing the paper run the other night, earning some money on the delivering papers, and the youngling, I said, like, you need to, and anyway, they watched Ultimate Male _07, you know, collection.
Yep.
And they couldn't even watch as much as I watched. Out of the 17 or whatever it is minutes, I watched 10. They watched like 4, and they just, like, they said my brain was hurting, and I'm like, I know, right? It is a
all the
mind
focus
virus.
is on you.
That is serious mind virus shit. Like, people don't understand. And I showed you a few people, and they were just like, they couldn't speak because but it Skibbity is the future. Skibbity is like, what's that?
Just so we know what we're talking about now, we'll probably get a copyright strike because this is, but you know, it's on YouTube.
Well, do you just credit it? Do I just credit it?
I'll just credit it in the thing.
It's ridiculous. This is no 20-year-old. This is like serious business. 8-year-olds are running around.
I know, brother.
Coming up out of the toilet. Imagine every time you go to the toilet.
Monochromatic when the bomb stops ticking, that goes the planet. When you get up close, it gets so cutthroat. Everybody out of focus when you try to fuss. So let's turn up THX and face.
Such a like this one.
Now it's about sound, it's about sound. Ooh, watch while this old world collapses.
Very poetic, pathetic.
And like 7-6-7-year-olds are watching this, man.
I know.
It's the end of the world as we know it. Wasted, overflowing. It's painful to
slow-mo it.
But you cracked it. Bury your panic. Can you feel the static? Monochromatic. If you turn on the screen, then you shatter the ceramic.
Turn on the screen and shatter the ceramic.
What the hell is this? Is this actually debugged?
It's a video clip that they made
No,
for
is
it.
this debugged? But is it debugged?
I'll pop it down a bit. It's bizarre.
Where?
Toilet heads.
Is it debugged?
Because you can't hear the audio, can you?
Doesn't matter. I don't know, what channel is it? Distributed from.
Hang on. What's up, bitch? It's playing. Let's play it out. All credit to the toilet man.
Hammerhead. No, come on, quick, before it, but no, it's not a, no.
CG5. So
not-
someone's
not-
used the footage.
Which is the purpose,
Yeah.
the purpose. But
Yeah, true.
is it, yeah, I think defuct bomb is the original source material.
Mm-hmm. It's on Spotify.
No, this
There we
is
go. There's all the
no,
lyrics.
this is no 20-year-old. This is like
Thanks for the assistance, AI.
in 20 years' time, these people are going to be buying whatever an Audi is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Skibbities.
Yeah.
Skibbities are buying fucking Audis.
64 million views or something on the
Yeah.
Skibbity toilets.
Yeah.
What were they getting?
Yeah.
What's this guy got?
Prepare. Like,
4.93
if you can work out
million
how you
viewers.
get from where we
It's
are
already
now
been viewed 2.8 million
to what a
times
Skibbity
since the
is going to
22nd
think
of
in 20 years'
July.
time, then you will be made of gold.
Mm.
because Skibbity is the next
Gonna come back in.
generation, and we don't even fucking understand. It's where it's gone down, and that's where, like, it was like, you know,
Come on, get you
whatever,
on the side.
adult to then, you know, 30, like 30s, 30, 40s, 20, like
Yeah.
fives, and
Well,
then
it's
we
just
went down to the
it's
fourth, no, TikTok,
the modern
like the
version of the marketing.
Instagram,
You know,
TikTok,
for us it
TikTok went down
was,
to like 10 and 12,
you know,
and
Sir
this is the next
Mix-a-Lot.
level down, man.
I like
This is like,
big butts.
yeah, like, and this is the butt doesn't even matter. Like, this is like,
I saw a great meme for this. I'll see if I can pull it up. Hang on.
yeah, no, yeah. EBD.
Oh, it is everywhere already.
Oh, no, it's massive. But it's not Skibbity. It's like, it's actually the programming technique that it's using.
They're
That
just
is
using
the key.
Gary's mod.
The
The whole thing's been generated out of Gary's mod.
Which is even better because it's replicatable. You can copycat it.
Well, once you created the Skibbity Toilet Man, just import it into Gary's mod, make whatever. Gary's mod itself is basically a full movie production system.
Yeah, no, totally, man, totally. Skibbity is like, it's not. Skibbity is the engagement strategy. Like, that's what Skibbity is. Like that's the key. It's just what it's understood is how we went from two people on a screen. You watch two people have a conversation on a screen about a topic, to like them to someone looking at you, talking to you about the topic, the influencer.
True.
To this model, which is the next gen, which is where you're pulled through the reality.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
grabbed by the fucking face and dragged through reality.
Yanked.
As you experience.
As you experienced when you looked at it, you felt an effect from it. It wasn't.
You're experiencing.
You weren't just watching it.
You're looking at them experiencing what.
Yeah.
You're literally looking at them as they're experiencing what's going on around you, and they're like freaking out, like with their eyes bugging out at you. What the fuck? And you're just like, what the fuck?
Headbutting each other and stuff.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. If people don't realize it, they just think it's like, oh, what the hell have you sent me some stupid thing with some animated characters? And you're like, no, this is the next level of engagement.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's like, yeah.
And the whole thing is so like it's got a backstory. Like there's a whole
there's a whole lore
behind it. You know what I mean? Like they created this intense lore behind it.
But that's
what
what
it's all scientist.
about. The youngling speaks of
toilet alien toilet man.
Like, the lore is what it's all about. Like Phoenix, like, for example, the Phoenix,
the alien toilet man into you.
The burning animal is like, you know, totally into like, you know, it's in levels of like Zelda that I would never would have imagined. Like about, you know, that this is like the last of the episode because of like this entire like structural sort of, you know, design of the game, and like it's just incredible. Like the lore, it's all about the lore because it's about making worlds.
Correct. Hence the whole Minecraft.
And that's what Skibbity is like. It's masterful.
Next gen.
And understanding like how you get from, you know, Skibbity to 20 years time when Skibbity buys a monies.
And Skibbity's buying you your brand new Tesla Cybertruck.
That's right.
No. Don't do that. Oh, that'd be right. Technical breakdown. Skivvy toilet technical breakdown. Boink. Moments of silence.
And, where I multi-track him and I. And then I send you the audio files. And then you use the audio files to animate 2 characters.
Yeah.
In some way. And then we record that and like do a test of what that looks like.
Yeah.
So I think that's the, yeah.
I could quite easily take voices and animate the characters with them.
I need a neck correction. My
Hang on.
neck is
I
fucking-
had to.
I'm looking
I
like
accidentally
I'm looking like
hit the help
Dan.
button on it. Accidentally hit the help button on it and yeah, closed it by accident. So there we go. Now you're back to
My neck was like just starting to get real wonky.
But yeah, Skibbity toilet, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so the youngling, I engaged it and they were like mind fucked and just they felt sick. Like
Because
within
it does do a what was it? It makes you have like a motion sickness because of the way that
if you resist
it's
it,
animated.
if
Yeah,
you
true.
resist it, you get
True.
sick.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You need to accept it.
Except
Otherwise,
that
you
they're
might get
jumping
sick.
around and doing their thing and doing the
You
crazy.
need you need to just be pulled through the world, or you're fucked. You'll get sick real quick. It's a special technique, and then once you accept it, and that means you've then like opened your mind to the skibbity, then the coding starts to come in. Beware.
La message. La
God,
message.
I engaged the skibbity programming just to know what was going down, and I was like, yeah, this is fucking crazy. Just like, whoa.
It's like motion sickness in VR, brother.
No,
you know, when you actually use that.
It wasn't how it felt.
Real
no,
walk.
no.
The real
it
walk
felt
is
like
the frame
actually
rate.
someone was
the frame
writing
rate isn't
software and
quite.
pressing enter in my brain.
Special technique.
Special technique, man. Someone was pressing enter in my brain. I had to freaking press escape real damn
You
quick.
need to start seeing
Just
them
like that.
extra frames in the 120 hertz monitors.
Correct. Yeah. It's skibbity is advanced techniques, man. It's good. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm impressed. Like, yeah, I'm not fearful of it. It's like, we're skibbitying.
New learnings.
Skibbity all the way. I support the skibbity.
New learnings of the
adventures.
skibbit. There is another skibbity. There is another skibbity song from a quite well-known artist called Big Little. I don't know if you've heard of Big Little.
What? Why has anyone like?
There is another
big,
skibbity,
or even little, or Big Little for that matter. What? How is it Big Little?
And the funny thing is, that Big Little and what's his name? Hang on.
What is Big Little?
It's an American artist that does is my I like Big Little. I'm glad this is
What?
an adult thing that we're doing. I will reference these videos. I'll have to go back.
Oh my gosh. And as Little Big, so Little Big has done a Skibbity.
Skibbity. Yep, I'll get you a Skibbity. Here we
I
go.
can see why Little Big.
Skibbity.
Now.
All right, I'm gonna punch us out.
People want to. What? This is beyond anything. What?
You've never seen Skibbity before.
I'm calling.
This is the Russian national band.
I want you.
Baby, all night, all day, I want you. Different thoughts to run to. Baby, come to me. Ha, 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 give it all to me.
It's even got Godzilla in it.
I'm just looking at
Special angels. Special dogs and frogs. Cockerel.
I'm falling, waiting for you to say I want you. Baby, like horse loves, hey, I want you.
We're having a real Skibbity night.
Together like one.
That's just me.
Baby,
I think
come
I'm
to
just
me.
observing
Right
this
now,
kid
give it all to me.
going in front of me.
Skibbity wop pop 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 pop.
Wow. Wow. Men and horses. This is so Barbie. It's incredible. You have no idea.
The reprogram.
It's the Barbie trend.
Cool Ken and Barbie.
Well, it's all Barbie. And Ken.
Plastic mound.
It is so good, man. No, you really should watch.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to now. Recommend it. Rose for Godzilla? Of course. Learn to love your
will not be
monsters.
allowed to win an Oscar. Best story ever. You know, I think that actually
This is the romantic version. There is another version of the Skibbity song.
on the cultural level
Yeah,
of
yeah.
society.
Got the whole ghost thing happening, and oh man, this is going off.
Skibbity doo. This
Skibbity dibbity dibbity doo. Falls in love with the monster.
and then Godzilla. Why is he got his
Polaroids,
pants down?
Polaroids of the
Skibbity.
special Skibbity
Skibs.
Skibbity baby.
Skibbalicious.
Ben Decker.
Where's
I gotta
Where's
play the
that?
original. Here we go. Here's the original Skibbity. Because they did two versions. They did the romantic version, and they did the
faces?
You haven't seen this yet.
No.
This is awesome, Si.
I'm calling.
You're gonna have to watch this. It's
I'm
crazy.
watching it. It's fantastic.
Shark
Actually,
girl.
nice.
They're all there, man. Every one of the influences. All called previous. Skibbity wop pop 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 pop. Papa Pizza always gets paid.
Is that what it says?
No, that's what I said.
That's what you said. To me, like the vodka and then
Yeah.
knocking out.
Vodka going. We were talking about vodka earlier.
This is fucking crazy.
You got to hear the song. I'll have to look it up after.
What? Okay, just like what are they? What's going on right now? What are they saying? And of course, the little kid, they totally get what all this is.
Oh yeah, you wait until
They
the
see
kids.
it.
You wait until you see the little girls playing with the cats, man.
Yes. The weird men. Oh, yeah, the men come up with the men.
Yep, yep. They got their special
They come in
dance
with
walk,
the pants.
skibbity dance walk.
Skitty.
They meet the street gang.
Levels, man.
Yep, yep. Street gang.
Oh, look at all the looks.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks.
Pops the knife. Dance off.
Yeah. Oh, well done. Oh, look, they're all in black pants.
Mm.
Special black face, black leg.
Mm.
Black leg, black face. Black pants.
Bots are ready. Oh, that's awesome, bro. You should be hearing the music. I mean, I'll probably get copyright flagged for it, but who cares? It's on. They're getting free coverage.
Well, it depends what they're yeah, it depends what they believe. Like, it depends what they've chosen. They can choose that you're allowed to have it. You can't monetize it. You know, or that they monetize. They run ads and they get
So
paid
you've been
for you
skibbity
using it.
educated now.
I've had my skibbity submission, like as usual, that which that's which I perceived within seconds of engaging the content is pretty much what's going down. And
Yep.
and the skibbity is fucking next level
It
goodness,
is
man.
next level, brother.
That's some cultural changing shit is going on. I'm so glad to be on the forefront of that.
Yeah.
Thank you for like.
Yeah, yeah.
We might be at hundreds of
Welcome
millions
to
of
the
views in.
welcome to the Cookie Monster tsunami.
Mm.
God bless Bungle.
God, 4chan has actually won. It's like
We are live.
it's amazing. Yeah, skibbity. Yeah, if you can't adjust for the skibbity reality, you're just gonna get thrust to the side.
Tidal wave.
It's a tidal wave. Oh man.
Oh, good gut laugh. If you can't make one person laugh in a day, then you're not doing your job right.
Yeah, and it better be yourself at least.
Yeah, you better
It's
be
like
chuckling at every one of your
hallucinating. You're
jokes.
just like, wow, I'm fucking insane. It's fantastic.
Being livid. Understanding what livid means.
Well, I can tell you this. What does spectacular mean to you? If you saw the word spectacular,
I would expect like fireworks coming out of it. That's what spectacular is to me. That's to have fireworks, literal fireworks shooting out of it.
Would a chicken nugget have the opportunity
to be spectacular?
Yeah.
Well, if it looked like Jesus, probably a lot of people are thinking spectacular, right? It'd probably sell well too.
Spectacularity.
Yeah, objective spectacularities.
So if it was the Jesus level nugget, then maybe then you're saying the people
rays
who
of light coming out of it.
Jesus level,
rays of light coming out of it.
Rays of light. Okay. So not right.
So it wouldn't necessarily have to be fireworks. It could be rays of light just emanating from the product.
Jesus light. Yeah. Yeah, I saw an ad suggesting that they were spectacular, and I thought, I think they don't know what this means.
I think they've underestimated their product
Yeah,
or overestimated
yeah. I mean,
their
I
product.
want, and like I would
Perhaps.
purchase. Like, do you think if we like purchase, like, how many sacks of their
Please
product do you
define
think you could purchase?
spectacular.
Yeah, because like
Let's look it up. Come on, we got the internet going.
I don't think
Let's look up
that,
what spectacular means.
like, etymology wise, or just current dictionary wise, at least that.
Spectacle, spectacular.
Spectacular.
Exciting, interesting because of being large or extreme. So is the chicken nugget, is it like huge, is it? Because that would be spectacular. You go in there to order 10 pack of nuggets and you got to fucking bring a wheelbarrow in with you to cart your nuggets out in. That is fucking spectacular.
That's, yeah, that is actually, that's what you need.
I need a wheelbarrow full of nugget.
Yeah, I don't think
the actual chicken nugget is the real
just,
size of a whole
keeping
chicken.
that in mind,
like if you can
keeping that in
eat
mind,
2 chicken nuggets out of the spectacular pack, then that's like the equivalent of eating 2 whole chickens and a Coke.
So go to Schnitz, like Schnitty, yeah,
Schnitty.
like go to Schnitz chicken nugget.
It's chicken nugget. Hang on.
Yeah, Schnitz with a Z. Yeah, Schnitz. That's like a brand. Chicken nugget.
They're big. They're big, but they're not huge. Like, they're not spectacular. I mean, that's big. That's a big nugget right there. Hang on. Let me get rid of myself so you can see it.
Yeah. See the one
That's
with
a big
the red
nugget.
logo. The red logo.
Dunk.
Yeah. So their current campaign is that this is spectacular.
Well, it's got to have to be bigger than that.
It is. Hey,
American appetites,
I'm not seeing a
man.
wheelbarrow.
Is Schnitz American? It'd have to have, if it's an
Well,
American appetite.
I mean, I saw it in an Australian.
Why isn't the chicken nugget the size of a chicken schnitzel? That'd be spectacular.
Yeah, just grab. You just two-hand the shit. You know,
Yeah.
just fucking start munching.
Comes in a little packet like the what do they have over there? The bloody hash browns.
A fucking hash brown
Fucking
size.
hash browns, mate. Size of a hash brown. What are you doing? You eating the rest of that pizza, you bugger?
So yeah,
No, he's good.
You
were licking it.
Yeah, I'm glad you just confirmed, because I didn't feel that this looked spectacular to me. I wasn't. It was. If it is that big, I mean, is that a small person's hand?
I don't know.
Is that a child's hand?
Could be a child's hand.
Yeah, I think it's a child's hand.
I think that looks superimposed. Like, if you look at it closely, the hand doesn't actually look like it's holding anything.
No.
It's just a superimposed chicken nugget on top of the hand.
That's like a non-consensual hand.
I think that's a forced hand. That's a forced hand. It's forced to hold that chicken, which doesn't exist.
It's been forced to hold that.
Now, here we go. Here's a bit more of a. That is bigger, but it's not really any. It's not a schnitty-sized piece of chicken. I mean, you'd think for the makers of schnitz, like if they wanted spectacular chicken and chicken nuggets, you'd think they'd be the size of this, a schnitty. Like they would be schnitty-sized chicken nuggets.
You grab onto that shit with 2 hands.
And
start
have something inside it, like a decent schnitty would.
So it's like an inside-out burger.
And I mean, look, there we go. That's more a size of a spectacular nugget.
That's
Here we go. Here's some spectacular nuggets. Look at the size of
man,
those schnitties.
I would buy those if I was in a shop on the
Isn't a
side of the
schnitty and
road.
a nugget the same thing?
I
It's
would
just
buy
chicken
that.
in it with
It is, yeah.
stuff on
It's
it.
just
So
yeah.
really, they
There's just
could
one
make they
spectacular
could
and
make a
one is
schnitty
not.
sized nugget.
Oh, you could have
You could have a
much
plate-sized
bigger.
nugget, you know. Like I said, whole chicken.
Whole chicken.
One whole
You
chicken in a nugget.
just grab onto that thing. It's
Mm.
munching as you're driving.
It'd have to have some sort of serviette or
Lunch in a napkin.
yes. It'd have to have some
Lunch in
sort
a
of
napkin. That's what you call it.
lunch in a napkin. Guaranteed one whole chicken in each chicken nugget.
It's just hold the whole in your
That's
napkin
it.
and you just
And
eat
it
the
is
fucking
quite literally a whole chicken. Beaks, the claws, the feathers. It's just ground into this powder and they make a huge snitty nugget out of it. The whole chicken. Nothing is wasted. Even the entrails go in there. Super nugget.
Just like snap freezed and just dried, snap dried, just
Snap-dried giant chicken nugget with just everything from a chicken in it. Value added. Not a
yeah.
part was wasted. Visionary, Si. Visionary.
That's too good.
That's
yeah.
it. Come on. You use the word spectacular. You better be able to back it up with the fucking whole chicken-sized nugget with all the chicken in there. Not one piece wasted.
No, served just in a simple napkin, just with a triangle, just to keep your fingers clean.
That's it. Cut down on the polyunsaturated fats.
And there's.
I think we're going to get some good cuts out of this one.
Oh, I think we are. That's.
One side of chicken to go.
Oh my gosh. It's,
You don't really need a topic, do you, Si? I mean, pretty much, you know,
what is the topic,
we can take the topic, you know, of being a spectacular piece of nugget,
yeah,
and then we can amplify it 10,000%.
Yeah. 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 That's right, man. And it's just everywhere. You just drive around and it's right in front of your face all the time.
You know they're going to make it now, don't you? At some point in the future, there will be a whole chicken in a nugget.
I want to buy it.
Mm.
I'd
be willing to try a
really
whole
an
chicken
Asian
nugget.
product. I mean, with the
I don't mind
feathers and
pigs.
everything, it'd be an Asian product to start with. It's not going to come from KFC.
No. And obviously the FTC will need to get involved.
I mean, it will.
You start stuffing a whole chicken into a nugget, they're going to want to know about it.
You're going to want to eat it. I mean,
it's definitely something you probably want to share. Like if it was a packet of nuggets, like a 10-pack, then you definitely want to share. I mean, it'd be a nugget per person, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A chicken?
Imagine just coming in and like
fair?
you've got the whole
Depends
setting
what
there.
level of work do you need to
all your friends are all invited over
to
for
eat a
this
whole
huge
chicken
chicken nugget meal. Just a 10-pack of chicken nuggets, and they're all sitting around, and you've got like the extra large plates.
So is this 10 chickens?
Yeah, 10 whole chickens served up to your 10 guests. Everything, the whole chicken in the nugget.
I don't think you'd get enough.
This is going to be on MasterChef, you know it.
I think
they're going to do a whole.
No, look, I think you'd eat more than a chicken.
Well, you could have the vegetables in the middle. You could have it like a schnitty with stuffed schnitty nugget. have like veggies in the middle of it. So it's almost
A
turns
bit
into
of
a
green
yeah, like
paste.
meatloaf,
Meat.
chicken loaf.
It's like a chicken loaf. It's
Yeah,
like a Kiev. It's a Kiev
I used to
stuffed
love that
with
as a
that's
kid. Like when we couldn't get real chicken, we always get the chicken loaf. It's probably just beaks and claws and whatever
oh
else
yeah, I
dyed
bought
white.
some good old 1650 chicken loaf today.
Oh yeah.
Just smashed that. That was my
Mm.
lunch. 250 grams or whatever it was.
Down the gusher.
Mm. Sated the fucking gnawing of the lip.
Mm. Barely even
Felt
touched
this.
barely even touched the teeth.
Yeah, look at yeah.
Inhaled.
Inhaled. Yeah. This found its way down.
Lubricated with multiple fizzy beverages to aid in its
Well, that's that. There is
slide
that.
value.
Yeah.
Help it slide on through.
Oh,
Talking about slide on throughs. No, I better not.
my gosh, it's 1:40 in the morning.
I know.
Even my
All right.
avatar is starting to look limp.
That's it. We're up to 3
Oh.
hours and 40 minutes. So I think it might be time to call it quits.
I think
But
so.
I think we've had fun with our cheap talking tonight. Cheap.
Oh man, cheaping. So I need to get at least your level of mic, which is available from EV Games.
Mm.
Mm.
We don't need for another week because it's once a week. That's all we can do in the talk is
Yeah,
cheap
that's
because
it. Yeah.
it is quite energy draining.
No, well, it's well.
I don't get how someone could do that AI TikTok stuff for 8 hours straight.
No,
Like I
man.
understand how money would be a motivation, but I
Sure.
cannot
Yeah.
even
Right.
fathom, like even us talking like we do with the talk is
Oh
cheap,
yeah.
like 8 hours of doing the same thing. I
Oh
mean, at
no, I
least
couldn't
we've
even.
got flow of
Like
thought and things like
we did
that
it
to
at like
do.
New Year's for
Mm,
like just for New Year's.
yeah.
That's it. Like I couldn't do it
Mm,
every day with you. I'd fucking go crazy.
yeah.
I love you,
No.
man.
It
I
has to
couldn't
have
do that.
space. It has to be spacing. So, but these
Fucking
people get up every
insane.
morning and then do
And so
another
just
8 hours. It's like an 8 hour
of
job
pretending
of
crown
pretending to
me.
be an
Oh.
AI and some sort of game. I need 6 more galaxies to get the 350,000 likes that I need.
Punch to the face. That's it, man.
Yeah.
Like, how much money do you reckon I could make on TikTok before it got banned as a trend that was just
I don't
unacceptable?
know. Like if it got to spread, like
Just go on there and I'll just spend 8 hours and just punch myself. I reckon.
just have you change the whole format so that it's not like fruit and stuff, but it's like, you know, a fist whacking a penis and that's what they pay for. You know, like punching yourself in the nuts. It's like
actual
a
actions,
fist
actual
a
actions.
fist
No,
on
no,
nuts, and
no,
then
no,
that's what you have to do. You have to do the fist on nuts thing,
no.
or
Punch myself
fist
in
on
the
face, or you know what I
face.
mean? Like
Hit
slap
yourself in the
thyself.
throat.
Yeah,
Slap
slappings.
yourself.
That's it. You know, make sure you got the whip handy so you can self-flagellate with the instead of the galaxies, it's like self-flagellation. So you get to whip yourself a few times. The coins. Where are my shekels?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, look, I reckon one day. I
Mm.
don't think I think it would like okay, half day, whole day before you got
But
shut
they're like
down.
pulling. They're pulling like $3,000-$4,000 a day doing that.
Yeah, but if you were punching yourself in the nuts, you would
Man,
get more
you
than
need a few
$4,000.
days off. You need a few days off in between nut punches, I'd imagine.
No, but you can pull punches very quite like,
Mm.
except for experts, people would like assume you were pulling punches.
Mm.
I don't know. Like,
Would you need to have a camera on your testicles just to film it, so it's proof of purchase?
you'd have a close up, but it's how
Closer.
you tensed your arm and things like that. You would present as if you'd punched yourself really hard, but you
Whether
sort of
you're
hadn't.
writhing on the floor in anguish after
Yeah,
like
but
the
you can
umpteenth
write on
shot.
the yeah, but you can write on the floor and it's fake.
Mm.
Like you'd act it. I mean, it would all be an act, wouldn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you
could have your virtual waifu come in and like
I
when
mean
they have
maybe
the
not because I
kicking
mean
the
even
balls, kicking the balls with
if
high
you
heels via
if you
virtual
are
waifu.
yeah, well if you were into virtual wife is literally kicking in the balls with some kind of like teledildonics method, then that's okay too. Like you're gonna enjoy it. Like it's not
And I'm
I
sure
don't I
people
can't
would pay money for that.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well they would. Like they do.
If they pay money for someone to act like an AI avatar for 8 hours and keep feeding them candy incessantly and galaxies and stuff, then yeah, I could see it. But like, I think it would get banned rather quickly because it's at least what they're doing is
Well
non-violent,
that's
even
why I
though it is
say
repetitious.
1 hour,
Yeah.
half a day, 1 day, 1 week. What do you reckon?
And big money for the
That it would get banned.
saltage. Yeah, because you get banned. That's what you
Like
basically say. It's
1
like,
hour.
it has to be
No,
big
no,
money
come.
for the.
1
Because I
hour,
know,
half a
this is
day,
not going to last long.
1 day,
Yeah.
1 week.
Mm.
What do you think? 1 hour, half
1
a
hour a
day, 1
day,
day.
once
No,
a
no,
week.
no. When do you think? And how fast are you going to get banned? In
Oh
half an
yeah,
hour?
yeah.
Oh, sorry, in 1 hour, in half a day, in
Oh,
1
you're
day, or
betting
1
on
week.
how quickly it gets banned off TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And obviously the longer you last, the like the scale goes down. So the longer you last on it, the less it becomes to punch yourself in the nuts. But at the very initial period, it's like hyper
Oh,
expensive to
I
get
mean,
you to punch it.
I mean, punch me in the nuts like for like give me to punch myself in the nuts for like that. What do you think though? Do you think it would last 1 hour, half a day, 1 day, or 1 week? I mean, I think it's
I
going to make it
reckon it'd
more than an
be
hour.
at least a couple of hours because it takes what? Information to travel
But
from
the
one side
algorithm,
of the realm to the other is what? Couple of hours these days,
yeah, yeah,
isn't it? The news
yeah. I mean,
cycle or
it's
whatever the
not
cycle.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Information cycle. Let's call it that. We don't have to call it news cycle. The information cycle is probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours before it proliferates across the globe or around the realm.
Yeah,
However you look at it, you know. Can't we have both? Can't it be round and flat simultaneously?
yes, it can.
Yeah, of course
It
it can.
is. Yeah, no, totally.
And the more you look into it, the more you'll find it's exactly the way you think it
Yeah,
is.
that's right. Oh wow, the deeper I look, the more I find. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
wow,
yeah.
that's amazing.
You're right down in that mud, aren't you, boy?
Yeah, that's right. All animals are created equal. Some are just more equal than others. Down in the mud.
I'm having visions of Animal
Get
Farm.
down there, little piggy.
Having
Get down there,
visions of
little
Animal
piggy.
Farm.
In the mud, get a little slap on the mud. That's right.
Another great book.
Little piggy, let me show you the master.
No,
It's
we killed old Farmer McDonald, and the pigs are now in charge.
the pigs and the dogs protect them out of fear. The fearful dogs.
Visionary. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground tonight, Si, and we've kept it fairly free flowing.
We have. It's interesting. I'll look forward to the edit. It'll be
Mm.
interesting to try and edit.
Like I said,
look
I'll
at the
dump it
file.
tomorrow. It's a bit too late
Mm.
now to
Yeah,
dump out
it's
the
all good.
package.
And then I need to just get that echo out of the voice with a bit of muffling on the mic, like a decent mic.
That's it.
Yeah, so I think that what I want to find is like where I've got like a wireless or something Sennheiser-y thing, but there's something capable.
Now, this headphones I'm using too, so just so you know, I've been playing pretty much all day games and chatting with games. Mainly MechWarrior at the moment because they got the free mechs going. It's got a competition, beach fun. They got 5 hero mechs you can achieve if you're playing the game and log enough damage and match points. I haven't really paid for anything in the MechWarrior game other than when the MechWarrior Mercenaries 5 came out. I did purchase that, and I got a free online mech collection, the pre-purchase of the Mercenaries 5, which I've still got to play a bit more of. I want to do some map editing, create some new maps. Because the whole thing's editable. Create your own scenarios and that with the Mercenaries 5.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's so many mods for it. It's just crazy. I'm glad they figured out the AI. The AI when we first started playing the MechWarrior Mercenaries 5, it had a terrible habit of trying to shoot through you. Like it didn't understand the
I remember
concept
you
of the
saying
team
that.
member. And it would try and constantly shoot through you to get the enemy. And it was just like, oh, fucking hell. Who programmed
Which is
this?
probably quite effective because you'd be good, like sort of
Well, your
defensive
cover, I
material.
guess.
Yeah.
But you just got to destroy me to get the enemy. That's the only problem. It sort of defeats the purpose of being a team, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah,
We're a team up until you
after
die.
a couple of patches, it suddenly realized that it shouldn't shoot. Shooting through the other player character was not a good idea, and then it should wait until there was a clear angle of non-killing friendly.
Man, I am delirious.
Yes, you are. I can see it from here.
I
Your eyes
know
are half
that.
closed, and
Yeah.
you're getting that look about you like, if I don't get to sleep at any moment, I'm just going to fall asleep anyway because of
I
your
love it.
special condition.
Yeah,
You
indeed.
pushed past
I
your
have, man.
normal
My
levels.
eyeballs are hanging
Yeah.
and
You know me,
tripping.
I'm a night creature. I could just go all night chatting if I had the
I
chance, and
know.
I have done many
It's
times.
totally doable. But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm flailing.
Many a gaming session in which I announced quite loudly that I was taking over it, only to have Sai rebound from the keyboard that he was sleeping on to have an imprint of a keyboard on his face, which made us all laugh hysterically for at least 30 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Good night.
Good night, brother. Sleep
Good
well.
night, brother. You
Dude,
too.
enjoy the Cheep that I download tomorrow for you, or upload
I
for you
look
tomorrow.
forward to it. It's
Yep.
gonna be good.
Oh, chicken nuggets, man. Why aren't they have full
Chicken.
chickens? And I hope you enjoyed the skibidi. When you replay it, you actually get to hear
Oh,
the audio of it, so
I will. No,
it'll be a
I
lot
look forward.
more enjoyable, and hopefully I don't get too many strikes off YouTubicals.
Well, it just depends what Skibidi is set up for licensing.
Well, like I said, I'll just refer to them as the original content creators of that material, and that should cover it for the copyright bullshit.
Yeah, no, yeah, unless they
Yeah.
say can't be
I
played in
always
certain
put links in
countries or
anytime I've done
can't be
the
monetized, whatever it
AI
is. Like,
stuff on my side and used
yeah,
other people's content. I've always had links to their content saying, well, this is where the original is if you want to check it out.
yeah.
I always give them credit wherever I can. All right, brother.
Good night.
Meow.
Meow.